I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker Knicks universe, the main man, Uncle Freezie. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Bro, it seemed like we've been on for like 24 hours. Let's get it. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears. Let's go. Seems like we've been rocking for 24 straight hours. How y'all like that? How y'all doing out there tonight? Where my people at? B-Baller for real is in the building. Kerry Cox is in the house. The New York Knicks is in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Party people, what's good, man? So I've been on the phone, yucking it up, talking about stuff. And ultimately, I came to a point where I want to know what you guys think about Julius Randle. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Randle, man. How y'all feel about Randle, man? I'm trying to figure this thing out. I know how I feel about Randle. It's unwavering. I ain't gonna change, regardless of how others feel. Right? I have my own opinion on stuff. You feel me? I know how I feel about Randle. How y'all feeling about Randle? How y'all feeling about a two-time All-Star, most improved, two-time All-NBA player? How y'all feeling about that? King Embert is in the building. How y'all feeling about our guy? I wanna pull up his numbers to share with y'all right quick. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Let's see. Let me see. New York Knicks. Taylor Swift. Julius Randle. Man, Julius Randle averaged 25 points a game on 46% from the floor. That's his highest. 46% from the floor is the highest Julius Randle has shot from the floor since he's been a Knick. He shot 34% from three, 75% from the free throw line, 10 rebounds. Yeah, that's about who Randle is. King Embett says Randle will come back stronger and better. I think so. I think Randle will come back stronger and better. This upcoming season should be his peak. Is there anybody here that wants to trade Randle? I like Randle, man. I like Randle. I think Randle's in a good place. Anybody here thinking about trading Randle, though? I think for the most part, there's no real middle ground with Randle. I think there is either get him out of here or he's our best player. I don't know if there is a middle ground. KP is in the house. KP says, Randle is who he is. Only way I'm keeping Randle is if we making him a third option. If he's your first, second best player, you're mediocre. The option conversation, I think, is overstated. I think that's overstated, the option thing. And then the reason why I say is overstated, no disrespect to people that think about first and second options, KP included, right? But tell me what Tom Thibodeau runs, and then put the guys in that order, and then maybe I can understand the conversation. And until I understand what Tom Thibodeau runs offensively. Hoodie Cav is in the building.
Hello. Oh, hold on one second.
No, we're not holding.
Hold on. Having some technical difficulties.
Y'all hold on. I'm here. What's good, Hoodie Cav?
All right. Okay. Now I'm in position. My earpiece had came all tangled up. Can you hear me?
Smith in the building. Daniel Barry in the building. What's good, man?
Oh, not much.
So what I'm saying is I think there are some people that what Adam is in the building. So what I'm getting at is I think you are on one side of the fence or another about Julius Randle. Either you want him traded away or you think that he's very good.
How come you can't be both? How come you can't think that he's very good and still needs to be traded away?
Yeah, no, in a problem-solving atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Dodging the issue is not really going to solve your issue. Right? What I would say is, my opinion is a jump shooting power forward that rebounds is rare. And for him to do it at a 46% clip is even rarer. Right? And for him to play at an all-star level is even more rare than that.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is, and has always been, that when you have a defensive coordinator running your offense, you're going to get an offense that looks like a defensive coordinator is running your offense. To me, it's like when the Jets had Rex Ryan. Right? When the Jets had Rex Ryan, and listen, I'm not trolling or none of that stuff. This is just, in my opinion, the best example. It just happens to be the Jets. When Rex Ryan was the coach of the Jets, they didn't have a quarterback that threw for 4,000 yards. They didn't have 3,000-yard receivers, and they didn't have a 15 or a running back that had 2,000 combined yards, like maybe 1,300 yards rushing and 700 yards receiving. They didn't have that under Rex. What they had was a functional offense and a great defense. They took pride in defense.
Russell led the league in running and rushing.
Yeah.
Thanks to former Bear Thomas Jones.
Right. That one season.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Just like this past season where the Knicks finished 11th in offense. Just outside the top 10. Right. What I'm getting at is, if Mike Martz was the head coach of the Jets would have looked different. Mark Sanchez, you know what? Might still be in the NFL. If Mike Martz was the coach. The point that I'm getting at is, when you have a guy that's focused on one thing, then you're going to see the flaws in their game. That's the thing I'm getting at. When I look at the Knicks offense, Drip Moore is in the building. Lemmy Live is in the building. What's good, y'all? Fashiza's in the building. What I'm getting at is basic plays, basic offensive plays in the NBA, just like basic offensive plays in the NFL. I give you an example. Robert Salah. Now, I know you don't know who this is, right?
I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who that is.
No, not you. You're not the only person. Yeah, I'm just saying in general. Just saying in general, right? Just saying in general that Robert Salah and that offense the Jets had last year looked terrible. And we all know why it looked terrible. Mm-hmm. It was because Robert Salah was a defensive coordinator who put emphasis on defense, and the offense lagged behind a little bit.
I don't necessarily agree with that assessment.
Okay, so how did the quarterback position look last year?
Oh, the quarterback position was horrible.
How did the running back position look last year?
It looked good up until an injury.
It looked good up until an injury, right? That is a Jets fan speaking for the running back. The running back situation looked promising up until injury, right? Breece Hall looked promising, like he could potentially be a great NFL running back until the injury.
Yes.
Right. How did the Jets receivers look last year?
Well,
outside of a rookie, the others looked,
decent,
out of place. Yeah. Part of that had to do with the offensive coordinator, and part of it had to do with the quarterback, right?
Well, I'll take Robert Salah. Robert Salah, to his credit, let Mike LaFleur run the offense the way he wanted to run the offense. He really gave the reins. Whether Mike LaFleur
Right. But
deserved it,
in order for it not to be all Jetsy, basically what it is the defensive guy took his hands off offense.
yes.
And it looked like a mess on offense, right?
Um,
That's my point. That's the point that I'm getting at. It's the same thing with the Knicks, man. With the Knicks, with Tibbs all in on defense, I don't think he cares about offense, bro. I think the offense is just necessary. Right? When you watch the Knicks play, you basically see the floor spread out like an umbrella, right? It's got spacing on it, but it's stationary spacing instead of motion spacing. Right? So you space the floor for one guy to take his guy and score. Is that what you saw, or did you see something else?
for me,
Yeah.
one of the spacing is horrible in the Knicks. It's too much stand still, stand still, stand still. One person dribble.
Let me ask though. So how can I'm just asking in general. How could the spacing look terrible if it stands still when they go they get, okay, well never mind. Never mind, I won't cut you off no more.
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying I think their spacing can be defined in a lot of ways. Spacing can be defined as you can create spacing by having movement and motion.
Right.
You can have it by tempo. You can have it by ball movement. But when everyone is locked still, I'm talking about defense because they know that everyone else is their man is just standing around, and it's kind of an isolation ball. You kind of know what to expect. You can close in a little bit because you know there's no movement, there's no spacing. You don't have to be on your heels because you have your man or your opponent moving around the basketball court.
Okay. Okay. What I'm gonna say is I think that is a coaching issue and not a player's issue.
Yes, this is true. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. This is a Tom Thibodeau stagnant is 1992 offense.
But the only thing though is in the 90s, there was movement on the floor. You constantly moved in NBA basketball, bro. In the 90s, early 90s basketball was maybe more post centric, where if you had a low post player, you know what I'm saying, they could grind down the shot clock, get their moves going, and then you would also have, and this was also the era of small forwards, also
Give me
the
one
era
second,
of
Uncle
shooting
Freezie.
guards
Give
and
me one
small
second.
forwards. The era of shooting guards and small forwards where guys were cutting to the basket. You know what I'm saying? Shooting guards would be cutting to the basket. I think our offense is basically, if y'all can imagine what I'm saying, say Brunson at the top of the key, RJ Barrett on one wing, Grimes in the opposite corner from him, Randle on the other wing, and Mitch on the opposite box. And everybody is spread out from each other. Mitchell Robinson comes diagonal across the lane to set the screen for Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson turns the corner. Mitch rolls to the basket. Mitch never presents himself to be open. Brunson doesn't look to change it. Brunson gets into the mid-range, does some footwork to get a shot off. The shot's not there. He kicks it out to somebody, an outlet. They get it back, reverses to Julius Randle. Julius isos at 3, jab step, pump fake, jab step, rip through, jab step, pump fake. Shoots a contested 3 over a player that's taller than him, and he might miss. That's our offense. That's our offense. And then in the rare occasion that one of them is on the floor, say Brunson's off the floor, they give it to RJ. RJ Barrett calls for the screen, backs all the way up to New Rochelle, right? Backs all the way up to New Rochelle, backs all the way up to the logo to get a running start. Mitch sets the screen. He rolls to the basket, and he presents himself to be open a little bit so that RJ can see him. But the defense knows that RJ Barrett's not passing. So a trailer follows RJ to the rim. So when RJ Barrett tries to throw up a shot, they block it. And I've seen RJ Barrett get his shot blocked by anybody. I've seen RJ Barrett get his shot blocked from players all the way from 6 foot to 7 foot.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Right? And so it puts us in this situation where if RJ Barrett is driving to the basket and he's not going to pass the ball and he doesn't have a creative move down there, any craftiness, all you have to do is wait until go follow RJ with this predictable drive to the basket, wait for him to get a shot up, and then block his shot. I saw Jimmy Butler swat his shot twice in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler.
Hey, terrific defender, mind you.
Right. Being a defender doesn't make you a shot blocker, though. Being a good defender doesn't make you a shot blocker. Karl Malone was a good defender. He wasn't a shot blocker. Right? And listen, what's the dude name from the guy from LSU, the guy that could jump out the gym? He was a great shot blocker when you brought the shot to him, but he was a terrible defender.
Ben Simmons?
No. No, I'm talking about for the 30-somethings. Tyus something. But anyway, ultimately what I'm getting at is I don't care about Jimmy Butler being a good defender. What I'm saying is RJ Barrett's drives to the rim are predictable.
I mean, he's not Manu Ginobili by any means of the imagination. I think that could he
oh boy,
use a little bit more.
So is this wait a minute? So okay. So I'm talking about Tom Thibodeau's offense. Are you going to talk about RJ Barrett's offensive game? I just want to be able to keep track.
No.
Okay. Yeah, Tyrus. Yes, that's it, King. But yeah, that's him. My man. Yep, the dude. Tyrus Thompson. I think that's him.
I have no clue who that even is.
Right. The point that I'm getting at is if you run a basic offense, you really can't blame the players within that offense if that offense is predictable. Every time across half, the Knicks are gonna run the 3-man weave. Call Mitch up top for the pick and roll. Jalen Brunson or whoever the primary ball handler is going to turn the corner, go to the rim, look for the shot. If it's not there, they're going to kick it out and reverse pass to the opposite side of the floor where Julius Randle will be waiting at the opposite wing, waiting to shoot a contested 3. It's as if Lou Holtz is running the offense.
Oh wow, that's taking it back.
Yeah, Tyrus Thomas. That's his name. That's his name. Yeah.
Can I take a side note? I'm sorry, I was watching Spider-Man: No Way Home on TV, and the Aunt May death is just one of the top Marvel deaths that Marvel has ever had. It's not the Tony Stark death. That was a tearjerker right there. I mean that made me jerk back a couple tears.
I don't know what to say to that.
I mean, it's just it's one of those deaths that hit you like, wow, man, Aunt May died. And then she died saying with how's the line go again? With great power comes great responsibility, which ties to something else because in the other Spider-Man universes, Uncle Ben said that. And I realized there was no Uncle Ben in this iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's no Uncle Ben. That's it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I am sorry.
No. Oh, okay. All right.
You don't have any comments on that? No. I mean, I thought Uncle Freezie was a Marvel guy, so that's why I asked. But apparently, he's not a Marvel guy. So I might be talking to the wrong choir here.
I no, I'm just put back by I don't know what to say. We were talking about Tom Thibodeau offense, and now we're talking about Marissa Tomei.
Um,
I don't I it's been like this all day. I'm thinking maybe Knicks fans need a break. Is that what's going on?
I mean, I just happened to be watching, this movie, and just at the same time while having this wonderful Knicks-related conversation with you, and this this popped up like, oh, hey, there's no Uncle Ben in this Spider-Man iteration.
I I don't know. I'm just caught. I don't know, man. I'm okay, whatever.
And another weird thing about this movie is I don't even know what Peter Parker's friend in this is called, but he can just create Doctor Strange portals, just no training, nothing whatsoever, just popping up and doing it. And then it took Doctor Strange to be left on Mount Everest, nearly froze to death, for him to learn how to do it. But
Uh,
Peter Parker's friend just, hey, I can magically just, with no sorcery training whatsoever, just create portals like Doctor Strange.
uh Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I
what to say to
mean,
that.
just one of my uh and just saying, hey, But anyway, let's continue talking about Tom Thibodeau's lack of creativity on offense. I didn't mean to mess up your stream of thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say after that.
RJ Barrett needs to maybe learn a Euro or a change of direction when driving to the lane. He can't just charge in with a head full of steam one direction like some kind of locomotive.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Let me. Okay.
I mean, did I throw you for a loop, Uncle Freezie? This is.
I know. Honestly, what I've been thinking is lately, we've been trying to talk like Knicks basketball and stuff. You know what I'm saying, on the Knicks at Night podcast and all of that, and some of the stuff that I've been hearing like over since about February has just been bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Not that the MCU is bizarre. I'm not saying that. But I'm thinking like, man, is this where I don't know. Yeah, I've been hearing like just a bunch of stuff that's bizarre. And it's keeping me off track. Like I'm
Bizarre, like, can I get an example of bizarreness?
Aunt May in the middle of a Tom Thibodeau evaluation.
um, I can see how that could maybe it's like what's it like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something. Like you can leave from Tom Thibodeau in 6 degrees to Aunt May.
So Wiz says both Miami and Denver have creative offensive schemes to break down any defense. We are one-dimensional without the skills to compensate.
I don't think Miami's um, offense is all that creative.
All right, elaborate on that. Why is their offense not creative?
It's really like they do a lot of.
Wait. So how do you say not creative, and then you just said they do a lot of ...
I mean, it's the same thing. They are very matchup oriented to where they're going to throw the play. Like case in point, Kevin Love came in, played tonight, played pretty well, but he didn't play at all. Mainly, pretty much at all throughout most of the Boston series.
Okay.
Because he didn't fit the matchup. Their game plan was pretty much the same. They just used different matchups that triggered their opponent. They do a lot of movement. They try to have more of a up tempo pace. They're not the most athletic. They're not big. Like Bam Adebayo is like maybe 6'9". He might be their biggest player. Of course, I just recently found out that DeAndre Jordan plays for the Heat or not plays for the Heat, plays for the Nuggets, and didn't even realize that. Like, where did that come from? Just on a side note, but
So for one, Miami is not up tempo. Miami was 30th in the NBA in shot attempts.
That's very slow.
Yes, very. So Wiz, basically, Wiz, what Hoodie Kev is saying is that you're absolutely right, but he don't want to agree with you.
Not what I'm saying at all. But I'm not disagreeing. I just don't think that Miami is like the 90s Warriors or anything.
Okay. All right.
Don Nelson is not coaching this Miami team.
So Wiz says both Miami and Denver have creative offensive schemes to break down any defense. We are one-dimensional without the skills to compensate. Wiz, that's an excellent assumption that you're making. Because both of these teams are in the lower half of the NBA in shot attempts. One team looks faster than the other because the other team is vastly slow-paced, right? But at the same time, the Miami Heat run a positionless offense, right? Gabe Vincent is not a traditional point guard, right? Duncan Robinson is not a traditional two. Max Strus is not a traditional two, right? But what they do though is they play excellent with each other with crisp ball movement and guys that are ready to shoot or ready to make a decision when they get the ball. And with that said, it leads to these weird dynamic offensive sets where sometimes Kevin Love is featured, sometimes he's not. Sometimes Kyle Lowry is featured, sometimes he's not. And so when Wiz says both Miami and Denver have creative offensive schemes, when you look at the coaches, the man behind the offensive scheme in Miami is Eric Spoelstra. Right? So when we say that Eric Spoelstra may not be creative, I don't know if I agree with that. I think Eric Spoelstra is very adaptive and creative with offensive schemes that can break down defenses, right? Because every team that, except for us and maybe our team and maybe some of what Boston did, basically run different things. And Miami beat all of those different defensive schemes that had different defensive philosophies. And so you have to be creative to do that. Wiz, I'm with you on that one, bro. I think Miami and Denver do have creative offensive schemes that can break down any defense. Right? Because where Denver runs that triangle zone type defense, they broke that down tonight and beat Denver. Whereas we run ice pick and roll drop coverage. Miami beat us in the playoffs. Boston has aggressive point of attack defense led by Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Jaylen Brown, where it's just athletes and ball denial. That's a different type of defense than we run, kinda. And Miami was able to beat that too. And Will says what they do is quick decision making, and what we do is do. Yeah, you are right, Wiz. I think you're right.
What are you drinking, Uncle Freezie? Is that like a mango slushy? Is that like a white wine or something? Or
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I drink wine through a straw. You know me.
I mean, I've seen it done before.
Yeah. I think Tom Thibodeau's offense definitely needs a tweaking this offseason. I don't want to blame the players anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, as I listen to Knicks fans during the offseason, man, I get more and more concerned that we listen to narratives as opposed to going by what our eyes are telling us that's happening. I think as Knicks fans, what we're doing is we are clicking on a lot of YouTubers' joints and listening to what they have to say, and they might use buzzwords and phrases, and it tickles our fancy, and we believe what they're saying.
Let me ask you a question, Uncle Freezie.
No.
Oh, okay.
Say what you got to say.
Is Tom Thibodeau depending on this?
I'm not answering your question. Say what you got to say.
Because I'm curious about your opinion on what level of success does Tom Thibodeau have to have in order for him not to be on the hot seat this season? Is making the playoffs, making a second round.
So what you got to say? Why are you asking that? What you got to say about it?
No, because I'm curious about your opinion on
right. But
basically, what do you think it'll take in order for Tom Thibodeau to be fired?
And I'm telling you to say what you got to say. I'm not getting into that stuff right there. If you have something, then you get into it. That's one of the things I noticed about the panel too. The panels have been getting increasingly more whack with people not like stepping up their game. Like, you got something to say it. Like, people are coming on like, Uncle Freezie, I just got to ask you a question. Okay, then you can stay in the chat and put your questions in the chat.
I mean,
but if you a personality like Hoodie Kev that people click on to see, you got to bring something. Like, people see Hoodie Kev, they click on the link. Oh, snap, Hoodie Kev up there. I know he got something.
I believe this is going to be Tom Thibodeau's last season as New York Knicks head coach anyways. I don't think there's anything short of him. Like when the Milwaukee Bucks wanted to fire Mike Budenholzer, right? They wanted to fire Mike Budenholzer, but Mike Budenholzer won the NBA championship. So it was like, darn it, we can't fire him. So we had to keep him because he just won a championship.
Okay.
And I think that will be the case. Unless Tom Thibodeau wins the NBA championship next season, which I would love for him to do, that is the only thing that I think will keep him from saving his job. I don't think there's anything he can do, because I believe that this team, and I can only speak to it as presently constituted, won't, depending on who we play in the first round, because this is a playoff team. Now, will there be tweaks, whether they be good or bad? Yes. I don't think Derrick Rose's option is going to be picked up. I definitely think they're going to do everything in their power to trade.
All right, hold on right there.
What up, Freezie? What up to the
Hello.
chat? Chill.
So before you jumped in, Hoodie Kev was had like 9 points. He was braiding together. He talked about Derrick
Oh,
Rose option, Tom Thibodeau having to win a championship or else, and
Nope.
some other things on the roster. He said something about Budenholzer and Milwaukee being frustrated with Budenholzer and giving them an ultimatum also. But I think
I don't.
we,
What?
I'm confused. I'm confused about where you're going. I don't think the statements that you making were clear, because you asked me what I thought about Tom Thibodeau, and it wound up the diverting into not picking up Derrick Rose's option.
No, I was going through a soliloquy um with where Tom Thibodeau will stand next year. Do I think that Tom Thibodeau will be the coach in 2 seasons? No. I believe that this is it. I think if they wanted to get rid of Tom Thibodeau now, they've dropped the ball because most of the quality candidates are gone at this point in time. It's too late in the ball game. I mean, it's not too late, but I think it's too late in the ball game to switch head coaches. So you're going to have to go into this season with the expectations. And I think, and we've gone through this plenty of times, what I think the Knicks are going to do roster wise. I still think it's going to come up being short. And the blame finally is going to be on Tom Thibodeau, to where it's like, well, Tom isn't the guy that's going to get us over the hump.
Let me
He's
address
like,
what Rogelio said. So he says, "Freezing, you're funny." I don't think Kev understand what you're saying. Yo, hey, Mr. Cooper, Hoodie Kev is very smart, right? Very smart, but he don't ever listen to me,
what?
right?
All the
Like
time.
Hoodie Kev don't ever listen. Like what I stated to Hoodie Kev was plain, right? But he didn't listen. Like he
I,
legit went on four different things. There was Bud, Milwaukee, the roster, Derrick Rose, Tom Thibodeau, front office. Is that more than 4?
I mean, it all ties together. All I was saying is when Milwaukee wanted to fire Mike Budenholzer won an NBA championship. And so they were stuck. And that is where the
Wait a minute.
Knicks
So
are.
they were stuck with the championship.
I mean, if you put it that way, yes.
Hey Dre, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm just stuffing my face. Thanks to you two guys.
Yeah, I was doing that earlier, man. I had some.
Gas station donuts?
No, I wish.
I mean a beef patty, man. So just saying.
Oh, the ribbies. Where you get your
But
beef patty from?
I go to a local bakery. It's a little bit better than Golden Crest, but it's
Okay.
it's a local bakery around my way. Local Jamaican bakery, that is.
Okay.
But yeah.
So what Dre? What I was saying before Hoodie Kev threw out those points was, I think Knicks fans are getting. Have you ever seen the movie American Gangster?
Yeah.
You remember when Frank went to Nicky Barnes' club and he was like, "Yo, Nicky, why you stomping down my stuff and still calling it Blue Magic?" Remember that part?
Yes.
And he was like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to stomp it down, man. It's good as it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to make no money. You making all the money you can make. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stomp it down." And
Getting
Frank,
greedy.
yes. And Frank was like, "Yo, I bet not catch you." And Nicky was like, "What? You better not catch me." Because Nicky Barnes, for the most part, Frank was thorough, but Nicky wasn't no punk either. You know what I'm saying?
It was muscle versus muscle.
Yeah. And so what I think is with the Knicks content, sometimes somebody will say something random and somebody will say something, go rogue, and they'll say something like, "I hate Randle. Randle just, Randle just, man, wish we could just get more from Randle." And then what that makes it look like is everything that goes wrong in Knicks universe is because one person created the issue, right? And
Yeah.
then all the people on the outside looking in are saying, when we look at Randle as our representative, we're like, oh, Randle has so many flaws. But when Randle, our representative, step on the floor of the other 29 NBA teams, the other 29 NBA teams are Randle much respect. So much so that Randle makes all NBA and the All-Star team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people like Knicks Universe think that the NBA landscape don't respect Randle, except for the main ways you respect the NBA player. He gets love in that spectrum. If the 29 other NBA teams and execs didn't respect Randle or didn't have a respect for his game, he wouldn't be all NBA and he wouldn't be an all-star, right? But we have these narratives like, well, if Randle would only get us 30 points a game instead of 25, then we'd be something. But what they forget is that those young kids that Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are carrying are inconsistent on a nightly basis. You don't know what you're going to get from Obi on a nightly basis. You don't know what you're going to get from Grimes on a nightly basis. You don't know what you're going to get from RJ on a nightly basis. You don't know what you're going to get from Quickly on a nightly basis, right? Now, mind you, when you're the franchise player or thought there's something like that, right? I understand that you have to elevate the play of other players and help others get better, right? Because being a star and what turns a star to a superstar is a superstar can make others around him better, right? But when you have a guy that's diming up people and they don't take shots and don't hit shots, at what point is it the superstar in the making or is it his supporting cast? Is it the coach? Is it the culture? Is it the front office? Or is it just this one player that if we get rid of him, everybody else would be better?
Yeah, that is something that's too much of a weight being bestowed upon just one person.
One person. And regardless who that one person is, even when you talk about the greatness of Steph Curry, even when you talk about the greatness of Steph Curry, at the same time he was elevating to greatness, so was Clay and Draymond. Right? When Michael Jordan was elevating to his greatness, so was Orlando Woolridge, Reggie Theus, Caven, Dave Corzine, and then eventually Craig Hodges, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. I mean, bro, no matter who you are as a player, you can't blame the entire stunted growth on one player. It's ridiculous. But when everybody has these,
You can put out any narrative
you can put all kind of whack narratives all day.
I'll say
And for
to
some,
that.
and for
My fault,
some,
go
just
ahead.
hold up, and
I got you.
for some, they trust that source. That's why I used to have this thing. If you come on, don't be whack. I hear lately, I've been letting cats come and you know what? And I'm thinking, man, I need to get back away from that, man. Get back to real stuff. Like the people that come into these chats, they don't be wanting to hear wild narratives. And you know what? Because everybody has an opinion and their own thoughts. But maybe Blorange Tears, we should be thinking everybody has the right to do that, but you also have the right to do that somewhere else.
I feel that because, like, just saying, "Oh, removing Randle wouldn't make us a title contender."
Right.
Just subtracting him. obviously. Like we wouldn't be in a better place. So
Right.
it's kind of just fruitless to just say remove Randall, everything will be better from here on out. I think more of our issues stem from Tom Thibodeau, and I can't even blame Tom Thibodeau for everything. So it's it's almost like a trickle down. There's there's there is responsibility for a lot of our ills, and it's almost equally shared between multiple entities or groups of people. So it's like it's lazy to just say Julius Randle is the cause of all ills in Knicks universe, in my opinion. Is that the case? That's what people have been saying.
That seems like it's the summertime narrative. The summertime narrative brewing this summer is blame Julius Randle for the fact that RJ Barrett went 1 for 10 in an elimination game. Blame Julius Randle for the fact that Quentin Grimes stays hurt. Blame Julius Randle for the fact that Josh Hart won't shoot. Blame Julius Randle for the fact that Mitchell Robinson has zero offense outside of 3 feet. Blame
Mm.
Julius Randle for the fact that Emmanuel Quickly is an inconsistent combo guard off the bench. Blame Julius Randle for the fact that Obi Toppin has zero spatial awareness. Right?
I'll
And if
say
you
I'll put more of the blame in Tom Thibodeau for a lot of these things coming up. Like a lot of our warts that get shown up, for the most part, it's teams exploiting what we can't do well or what we don't do well,
right.
and it's really on the it's on coaching to hide the flaws and to emphasize the strengths. That's really what it is to me, at least. And that's not all of it is not on Tibbs. With saying that,
I
some of it is on him.
I think Hoodie Cav had a point, but I think it gets on that slippery slope. Whereas, as even though Hoodie Cav had a point, right, it gets on those greasy skids where is if you go down that road, it's like you get to the point of no return with it,
Mhm.
right? Because if you say that Randall can be upgraded, you say that in a vacuum where no other player in the NBA could be upgraded. And when you think about it, is that true? Is Julius Randle the only player that has ever played that has flaws? No. Is Julius Randle the only player in this NBA that has flaws? No. Is Julius Randle the only player on the Knicks right now that has flaws? No. And if you know this, why do we always point out this one guy, and blame him for everything?
Well, I'll say the reason why he is by all counts coming into the season our best player. So when we talk about that, whether it's fair or not, the best player is always going to draw the most ire or the most attention. It's the same thing that Melo went through, same thing that most stars go through.
I disagree with
So,
you, bro. I only think that happens in New York.
okay.
And here's my reason for saying that. Here's my reason for saying that. When that happens in LA for the Lakers, you know what Lakers fans say? Get LeBron more help.
Oh, nah, they don't like there's a lot of Lakers fans that are anti Braun. Just just throwing that out there. There's a lot of them that blame LeBron for the situation that they're in terms of their capital and all the things that they traded for Russell Westbrook and this, that, and the third. They like there's a lot of even when he won a championship. But that's LeBron. That's
Right.
LeBron is always a line of
LeBron
rock. So
bought
I won't
LeBron bought
even
them LeBron bought them a championship though.
and they're ungrateful.
Right.
There's
Right.
ungrateful fans.
Right. And in Boston, when Boston loses, you know what they say about Tatum and Brown?
Break them up. I hear
Go
that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the minority, and I don't know for that to
But
be
that's the
true.
loud minority,
But
maybe.
what I would suggest is that Celtics fans understand how hard it is to get talent. So when you have a Tatum and Brown, right? When you have a Tatum and Brown, for the most part, smart NBA fans, smart Celtics fans will be like, you know what? You need to get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown more help. With Joel Embiid in Philly, get Embiid some more help, right? And I know people are saying, well, why are you putting Julius Randle in a conversation with All Stars? Surprise, Julius Randle is an All Star.
I think he's an all-star, but he shouldn't be expected to perform at the levels of these like top five-ish players all time or currently, and that's kind of unfair to him. But in another way, there's a balance where you also want your production to be not completely different from your regular season. I think the it's
Well, let me ask:
fans are short for
right,
fanatic,
but
so
if you
there's no
trade out Quentin
logical.
Grimes, if you switch out Quentin Grimes with DeJounte Murray, right? You trade out Quentin Grimes with DeJounte Murray, right? Does Randall have to do as much as required, like in that scenario you said?
No.
Hmm.
But this is
Right.
the thing. Like,
If you replace RJ Barrett with Chris Middleton, does Julius Randle have to do more stuff to carry them?
no,
No.
but
So
Julius Randle,
a lineup of Brunson and Murray and Middleton and Randle. Randle doesn't have to carry as much of the load, right?
if you do that, Freezy, you know that he doesn't become an all star then, because if you're pushing him down to third most usage, he does not get the usage or the count stats to be that 25 and 10 guy. That's part of what it is.
He does it more efficiently.
Well, that's an assumption that you would run an offense that would
Well, and
dictate
also,
towards
but
that.
also pushing him down to the third option is an assumption also. Because right now you don't. Neither one of us believe Chris Middleton is better than Julius Randle right now.
No,
Nobody believes that.
But when you mention a point guard, that would directly affect his usage, and his usage goes into how much.
I mentioned DeJounte Murray replacing Grimes at the 2.
Right.
But
he's really a point guard, just like he is next to Trey. He's a point guard. They alternate. That's your turn, my turn.
Right, but the thing about Murray is going to do all the things that Grimes does, and he's also going to help initiate on offense, right? Would that be accurate? Who's the better defender in your mind, Murray or Grimes?
As of this year, point of attack defender, Grimes is a better point of attack defender than Murray. But Murray has a resume,
right?
But if I'm eyeballing it from like the 20 to 25 Hawks games I've seen, his defense hasn't been what it was on the Spurs.
Right.
I wish it was better, but that's part of the reason why they were a playing team, because their pick and roll defense was atrocious, and he was part of that.
So not Murray. Say Drew Holiday.
Okay.
Drew Holiday instead of Grimes.
Drew Holiday would be a ton better than Grimes.
Right.
I mean, you're saying replace a role player with an all-star.
Yeah, because he made the all-star game this year.
So?
I say this, Freezy.
So because my point to that is, if Grimes was a better player, would Randle have to do as much?
Probably not. But if Randle had to do less, part of what makes Randle is because he is a machine. He plays every night. He gets tons of counting stats just off of his usage and his volume. Right. He is a good player. But if you were to put him in a situation where, hypothetically speaking, you brought another all-star on his team, right, and they would be better, and Julius Randle would have to do less, that would probably indirectly cause him to not be considered an all-star or all-NBA because he made the third team. Mm-hmm. Because those awards are based off of your numbers, your counting stats.
Right.
Like
And
there's a lot
impact.
of guys that
But at the
some
same
impact.
time, that superstar that you bring in would also have to do less.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it depends on
it depends
what
on the
their flaw.
superstar.
Yeah, it depends on the
Right,
player.
right. It depends on
What
the
what
superstar
what?
and the player, right? So
Yeah.
so if it depends on the superstar and the player, just keeping it fair and consistent,
Yeah.
right? Depending on the superstar, right? Like say if it's Shea Gilgeous Alexander to come here and play the two, right? Now, you know what Shea Gilgeous Alexander would have to do less when he gets here?
Score.
Rebound.
Oh,
Take them unnecessary bumps in the paint that the big guards take when you have two great rebounders in Mitch and Julius Randle.
I'm gonna say this though, Freezy. If hypothetically speaking, if Shai Gilgeous Alexander came here, it would be like a situation where Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love played together. Kevin Love no longer became an All Star after that because they had the two preeminent gr- great isolation players above him taking a ton of usage. And
Right,
Kevin Love was, let's call it space. Kevin Love was averaging 25 points per game for multiple years before he
right,
got to the Cavs.
right.
And
But he accepted a
I
certain
mean, yeah,
role upon
yeah,
it's
going
really
here.
all of what the player who's coming in accepts to do and accepts the role that they're asked. Like Chris Bosh also.
yeah,
Chris
he
Bosh
would.
was a superstar in Toronto, and he was asked to do less. I mean, no one is disputing he could have
Some
done more.
people thought he was better than Carmelo Anthony in their prime in those first 5, 6, 7 years. Some
They were
people
comparable, but nah, I wouldn't say that. But yeah,
I
they
think
were
Bosh was
close.
more all around better. Yes.
because here's the thing: people that argue the Chris Bosh versus Melo versus Wade versus LeBron thing are crazy. Because why would Miami even think about making a big three if Chris Bosh wasn't a big enough player to be in a big three with LeBron and Dwayne Wade? Let's not have that conversation, right? Because if Chris Bosh was not a great enough player to be in a big three, they wouldn't even have considered him,
Mm.
right? My thing is with Julius Randle and with others, I think Randle gets an unnecessary share of the blame because Knicks fans are so short-sighted sometimes that they can't see the forest for the trees. Like they're so busy looking for reasons to criticize Randle that they don't even consider that they have a shooting guard that doesn't shoot.
I, I
They have
I
two of them.
I agree with you to a point, but for different reasons. If that
The
makes
Knicks
sense.
have two shooting guards that won't shoot, right? And then the thing is about that is that's okay if that's a thing, right? But come to grips with a shooting guard that's going to average 10 points a game. How many teams across the NBA has a shooting guard that's going to average 10 points a game? What, maybe 5, 6?
Well, Contavious Caldwell Pope averages like 10, 11. So
And is our center the league MVP?
no,
No.
Okay, I was just okay.
but that's the reason why it shouldn't be that because Julius Randle gets critiqued as if he's on that particular level of player when he's not, and it's just kind of like unfair for him because it's like a no win. Like I would love for him and to even accountability factor. Like I'm not saying like it's acceptable, but
I mean,
Julius going from 25 points per game to 15 in the playoffs, that's not
I
acceptable.
mean, I'm confused because on one hand we're saying he's an all-star and a all NBA player, so we should treat him the same, but then don't treat him the same.
Oh, I'm saying you shouldn't me, but we're getting to the same point, but in different ways. Like
So
No,
that's what I'm confused about.
no, no, no. I think that is so childish and petty. I think that's immature,
What
right? And
part?
even when I hear the mere suggestion, it makes me think you don't know basketball at all. on any level. When I hear that,
Should be
right,
respected.
right,
me?
I can't even. When I hear that point, I can't even respect that point or the person that it's coming from. Right? I just can't. I can't stoop. I can't get down into that pettiness. I can't get down to that level because I actually watch the basketball game and I see the things that happen on the floor. And when I look at that player and say Randle's performance against Miami should have been better, yes. Right? But is it just Randle's performance in that series against Miami? No, it is not. And during the course of the season, during the 82 game schedule, or the whatever number, 70 games he played, 75 games he played, I saw with my own eyes Randle drag dead bodies during the season. Right? And the NBA saw it. And they said, for Randle, you know what? For what you did, you are an all NBA player. Right? Because just because you made an all-star team doesn't necessarily mean you should get postseason accolades. Right? But when you see other players on the floor with Randle and you don't say anything about them, it makes me think there's some type of childish immaturity thing going on. It's an adult stooping to the level of a kid. When Randle didn't do it my way, so I hate Randle. That's what it sounds like to me. Right? When you watch these games, you see this Knicks roster is flawed. And you see Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle do the very best they can to help this team win. Right? You see Brunson do it on offense and not on defense. And you see Randle do it on offense, sometimes on the boards. Sketchy. Now you see me, now you don't on defense. And all of that. But then when you look at the other 7 to 8 guys in the rotation, we hold our tongue and don't say nothing. We look at our center position giving us 0 offense during games and don't say anything. We just blame Randle. It's Randle's fault that Mitchell Robinson is not an offensive player. It's Randle's fault that Grimes won't shoot. Right? It's Randle's fault that RJ Barrett is inconsistent. It's Randle's fault that IQ is inconsistent off the bench. It's Randle's fault that Obi Toppin is his confidence is swings wildly. That's Randle's fault. And we are quick to point out, well, against Miami, blah, 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 blah. Miami is in the NBA Finals right now, tied up. Miami might win the championship. And we're talking about Julius Randle, what Julius Randle did or didn't do against Miami. We sound like bitter brother. Like if, well, Randle didn't do such and such against Miami. Well, Miami might eventually be the NBA champs. Have y'all considered that?
This is why I'm more of a it's Tibbs' fault guy. I'd rather blame him than anything else.
I would say, man, I'm just gonna say the entire team is not ready. I don't think the coach is ready. I don't think the roster's ready. I don't think our young cats with potential, they have potential, but they ain't ready. They're not ready for the big time yet. I mean, and so while it seems like I'm just defending Randle, I'm not just defending Randle. Because if it were Brunson in a similar situation, I'd be saying the same thing about Brunson. Because cats would have been like, we paying him all that money. He came here. Relax. The roster ain't ready. Grimes is not that dude yet. RJ ain't that dude yet. Mitch ain't that dude. Not offensively.
Brunson, the top point guard in the league, or top 3?
I personally think.
What's your point?
I mean, so how are you a top 3 point guard in the league, but you not ready?
Well, I think he's
That's a
talking about
contradiction
the
in
parts,
itself.
the whole team. He's saying the whole team, not him.
Hold on,
No,
Dre.
he specifically
listen.
pointed out Brunson by himself.
No, I didn't. That's exactly why I said you don't listen.
No, you said Brunson is not ready.
No, that's not what I said. That's why I
you
said
went
you
down
don't
a
listen.
list. You went down a list and you individually called out Jalen Brunson.
Bro, what I said is if the shoe was on the other foot, if this had happened to Brunson instead of Randle,
And
I would have said that Brunson was not ready.
You then went on to say Brunson is not ready. You said Brunson's not ready. Mitch is not ready. You literally called out Jalen Brunson and said he is not ready. On a list of players, you went down individually and said you mentioned Jalen Brunson.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man.
So you said it. That's all I'm saying.
That take was so trash.
How is it? You know what? It's trash when people get called out for something when you literally just said.
Dre, have you ever heard me? Because if I did, I misspoke. But Dre, have you ever been under the impression that I said Jalen Brunson is anything less than a megastar in my mind?
I don't know if he heard you or not. All I'm saying, that's what you said, though.
Chat, have y'all heard me call Jalen Brunson a megastar? I'm just saying, just in the chat, just in fairness, have y'all said Jalen Brunson is not a star or a superstar? Jalen Brunson is a megastar. Have y'all ever heard me say that?
I mean, you have.
Miguel P, thank you for the generous contribution. He says Randle has warts, but not his fault. Tibbs got us 5 seed by running. Ooh, Dre, your mic super loud.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just gonna mute you real quick. So Tibbs got us 5 seed by running playoff rotation for February to try to keep his job. Ran Josh Hart and JB into the ground. Underdeveloped OB misused the rest of the offense. Yeah. I could see that.
I want to say that if you read the chat will also agree that you said Jalen Brunson is not ready. And so I was just copying what you said.
Am I loud still or am I good?
Yeah.
I'm good or I'm loud?
You said that Jalen Brunson's a megastar, but you literally came out and said Jalen Brunson is not ready. And that's what confused me.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, you said it.
No, I didn't, man.
Everyone heard you.
Everyone except this person, King Imbert said, "Yeah, megastar."
No,
right? Everyone said it except Alawaz, who says, "Yes, sir."
Okay, so
you said everyone, right? Didn't you just say everyone?
B Baller just says, "No, you never felt that way, Freezie, but you did say it." Manchild said,
"Wait, say that again. Say that again."
He said, "No, you never felt that way, Freezie, but you did say it." Manchild said,
"Wait. So I said it, but somebody is telling you how I feel."
I mean, that's
you hear how asinine this is.
But these
conversations are so whack, bro.
It's asinine that you came out of your mouth and said something, and then instead of saying, "Yeah, I said it, but I misspoke," or "I was in whatever and I misspoke on something." But if you just said you didn't say it at all.
Hoodie Kev, what's your point?
I was confused at first. That's why I kept saying, I thought you said he was a megastar.
You're still confused.
You said that he wasn't ready. So if you misspoke, then you misspoke, and that's fine. That's all I'm saying.
This shit is so whack, bro. Yo, you so whack right now. This is so whack, bro. The whole thing. You are legit choosing a thing to nitpick with me when there's a topic on the floor that we trying to get to, and you like put Uncle Freezie made a mistake. Look at me. I pointed out that Uncle Freezie made a mistake.
I was confused when you said it.
That's what I'm saying. This is what it sounds. This is what it sounds like to my
ear,
bro.
So
these last few months on Blorange. This is why the channel ain't growing. Y'all coming on here. You don't have nothing to say. You asking me 1,000 questions, and then as soon as I say something, you want to twist what I say instead of the intent.
I don't know what the intent was. That's
Because
why
you
I
wasn't.
said
Because you
I
was.
was confused.
Good
I
night,
said,
Hoodie
Uncle
Cab. We'll
Freezie,
see
I
you
was
later.
confused.
Good night. We'll see you later. You said you was getting out of here. I'm sorry. See how the whole thing is all about nitpicking a thing instead of us talking about basketball?
Okay, so in my confusion about understanding what you were trying to say is a nitpick. Because I was generally confused
Can we move
when you
on?
said what you said.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's move on, okay?
Yeah,
Hey,
the
WNSC.
whole premise of the point was, even if it happened to Jalen Brunson instead of Randle, right? People would have been saying we would have been paying Jalen Brunson all this money, and he choked in the playoffs. What I'm saying is, you can't blame one person for everything. You can't blame one person for everything. This is why things on this channel have been so whack lately, man. We just not just with some, but like there's some that actually get on it and rock, right? But the fact that sometimes we just get on here and we don't even talk basketball. We up here like arguing over nonsense. For what? Bro, the fact is that this team is not ready. Whether Randall shot 2 for 8. Hey Dre, your mic's super loud, bro.
Is it?
Yeah,
I think it's something in the background. Hold on.
Okay.
I believe in the grand scheme of sports, like everything, the star is always going to be the one to blame, whether it's fair or not. They're the ones who get the credit. They're the ones who get the blame.
Right. Except no. But that's not how it worked in New York, bro. It's not how it works. Right?
I've been a Patrick Ewing fan my whole life. And my whole life, all I've heard was Patrick Ewing ain't get it done. I didn't hear Derek Harper ain't get it done.
Right.
I didn't hear.
And so to your point, that's why what you just said about 90 seconds ago is not right. Because of what you just said about 10 seconds ago.
That the superstar gets the blame?
No. 90 seconds ago, you said the superstar gets all the credit and all the blame.
Yes.
And then about 20 seconds ago, you said all you heard is Patrick Ewing didn't get it done.
Yes.
Right? So where's the credit in that?
There is no credit. People respect Pat for what he did and what he accomplished in 15 seasons.
I think what you were about to say the first time was accurate. There is no credit. All there is blame.
There's no credit unless you don't win. You get the credit if you win.
There is no credit.
But if you lose, it's only blame.
Right. But this team went from a 37 win team to a 47 win team, made the second round of the playoffs, and could have beat the Miami Heat, who are in the NBA Finals right now. Right? And we don't want to give those players credit for anything. We're bashing them because a man that required surgery after the season didn't live up to people's lofty expectations.
I'll say this. I don't think Randall lived up to his own expectations.
Right. And
I'll say my bad, but I'll say one. I don't think Randall lived up to his own expectations, but I don't believe that is Randall's fault that he didn't get to his expectations. I believe he wasn't even put in the right position to succeed, in my opinion.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
Like the regular season stuff is cool.
Right.
But at a certain point, like
What if?
all that,
But Dre. But okay, I got you. I got you. I know what you're saying. Because we say it every night, about 1,000 times a night, every night,
yeah.
that the regular season is cool. Randall didn't show up for the playoffs.
No, that's not what I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the process of him getting into his numbers in the regular season is fine. I know he has the talent to get to those same statistics without playing the exact same way, and I feel like we've done him no justice when he gets to the playoffs by playing this particular brand of basketball, forcing him to isolate 28 feet away from the rim, forcing him to see defenses with 10 eyeballs staring at him while everyone stands still. Like it's like forcing certain things that, like, against tacticians and good coaches and guys that get paid well and guys that want to win championships, you can't play a particular way like that in the regular season and expect it to turn out like peaches and cream in the playoffs. And that's not on Julius. Julius only does what he's told.
Right.
Julius only plays how he's expected to play or is
So
asked
you're
to play.
saying this is all in a nutshell Tom Thibodeau's fault because Tom Thibodeau
I
doesn't
put
want
most of it
to
on him.
change his scheme or to be able to play
Wait,
chess.
Hoodie Kev, what scheme is that? Can you explain Tom Thibodeau's scheme?
Can I explain his scheme?
Yeah, explain it to people that don't know basketball.
I mean, Tom Thibodeau runs a very isolation heavy scheme.
Based on what? Do you have numbers? Do you have numbers to back up that assumption? The
Do I
ISO
have
part,
numbers?
or
I mean, I could
are you
probably
going by the eye test? Because if you
I
go by
could
the eye test,
probably
that's
look it
okay.
up and show the numbers of Julius Randle's isolation plays. I'm pretty sure that is something I can look up and get.
So are you saying that Tibbs runs ISO plays for Brunson and Randle most of the time?
Yes. I think Tom Thibodeau's main offensive scheme.
This is misinformation.
I think Tom Thibodeau's scheme is let someone penetrate and kick out to a shooter.
But before we get to that,
how is that
it's
isolation?
well, before that, it's create a mismatch.
Dre, hold on.
Oh.
I'm asking Kev. That's specifically because I think what Hoodie Kev is saying is misinformation.
Is misinformation on what part?
All of it.
Oh, okay. How am I using misinformation exactly?
It's not true.
Okay.
I'm just gonna allowing.
I can.
Yeah, I know, Dre. I know you can. I got you. Right. But Hoodie Kev has a point on the floor that Tibbs is ISO heavy, and I want Hoodie Kev to elaborate on Tom Thibodeau's schemes and the isolation.
I'm trying to look up give me a second because I want to, before I give out more misleading information, I would like to look it up what the ISO numbers for Julius Randle is.
And when you look that up, please ensure that you don't look up ISO percentage by player. Look up ISO percentage by plays, because we're talking about scheme. Because if you look up ISO percentage by players on this Knicks roster, of course Obi Toppin is not ISOing. Of course Mitchell Robinson is not ISOing. Isaiah Hartenstein is not ISOing. Grimes, Hart are not ISOing. So when you look at ISO numbers per player on the Knicks roster, of course it's going to look Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson ISO heavy compared to the 17 or so players that played this season for the Knicks. But if you're talking about scheme, I'd like to know what that percentage is, where Tom Thibodeau comes down and calls ISO.
That's okay.
Go ahead, because I know you want to get in it. I know you want to get in
I
it
mean,
and break the
that's
scene.
kind of unfair because like we might call a play right, but what our offense ultimately will devolve into is isolation.
Right.
And to
Does it have? But are the Knicks the
To-
only team that do that, or does every NBA team do that?
yeah, but to shoot Caps and Bell during a regular season, we had the third most isolation possessions per game.
Okay.
76ers were 2, Dallas Mavericks were 1. Now, the difference between like 3 and like
Dre,
11 is not a ton.
Dre, you killing me. See the thing that right there that you're saying, I already knew all of that, right? I have a list
Yeah.
right here. My point is when Knicks fans come on and blame Randle for certain things and think it's just that Randle does these things
Oh no,
off the
okay. I got what you're
plantation.
saying. I got what you're saying.
That's the reason why I wanted you to pause right there where you were
I
at.
got you.
Not because of that part. I'm talking about for this conversation. I only want to break down the conversation pieces for where they are. I'm not putting Hoodie Cav on the spot. Hoodie Cav put himself on the spot. When you claim certain things, bro, these things have to be substantiated. In realism, we just can't say certain things. It's like when Hoodie Cav held our feet to the fire about us saying Karl Anthony Towns was soft. Right? Hoodie Cav was like, okay, you say he's soft, substantiated.
Okay,
Prove it.
Prove it. It says here New York was tied for 11th in isolation points per possession. They are in isolation possessions. There's only 4 teams of higher isolation frequency than the Knicks, and that's Dallas, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and the Lakers. But I think the Brooklyn part is skewed because that's probably the beginning of the season and not after the trade deadline. They are.
Let me, Hoodie Cav, while you looking that up, Dre, can I ask you a question about this isolation topic?
Go ahead.
You might. What is the difference between the Knicks and those other teams that you mentioned in the isolation percentage?
What, like roster construction or
and scheme?
For the most part, these other teams, they don't really like. For the Dallas Mavericks, every player is a mismatch for Luka.
Right.
Whereas us, we will come in through a weave action, or we'll start with a pick and roll just to get a mismatch.
Right.
And then we'll attack said mismatch, and then I think it'll be driving kickouts, sorts of that nature. It isn't like necessarily running normal pick and roll. It's like pick or rub screen, so you can get your mismatch, and then we attack said mismatch with like limited ball movement and stuff like that, which is fine. Which is fine for an 82 game season, right?
What about the 3 teams? What were the 3 teams again?
Ahead of us?
Yeah.
The teams ahead of us? The Mavericks and the 76ers.
Right. And the Mavericks have Luka. And the 76ers have James Harden.
And an MVP.
Right? And the reason why I think the Knicks are even in that conversation is because the Knicks, at any given time during the season, if you just dropped into any given game at any given time, the Knicks may only have 2 offensive players on the floor at the same time.
And that's Tom Thibodeau's fault. Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is, I didn't ask you a question. Let me make a statement.
Okay, you see what
Derrick Rose is a scorer. Derrick Rose has always been a scorer. Tom Thibodeau decided not to play him. Evan
Oh
Fournier,
my
for all
God.
his defensive faults, can score the basketball.
Honey
Tom
Cam,
Thibodeau chose not to
you're
play
bringing
him.
up a 34-year-old Derrick Rose.
But Derrick Rose at 34 can still score the basketball. I can guarantee you, if you put Derrick Rose on the court for 20 minutes, he'll give you 15 points.
Dre, what do you think? You think Derrick Rose can get you 15 a game?
I don't know about 15, but
I
maybe
don't know
10.
about 15 either.
Maybe 10, but he's washed. But to that point, like you're supposed like as a coach, we've seen multiple guys on this team show the ability to put the ball in the hole. Do we ever exploit those opportunities on purpose? No, we don't.
No,
We don't
no.
create any off ball actions. We don't have any pin downs. We don't have no curls. We don't run no motion. We don't even run floppy, and everybody runs floppy.
Everybody run floppy. Everybody run the triangle in sets. Now, I'm not talking about all night.
Yeah.
I'm talking about triangle aspects. Everybody will run that. When teams get into a zone, teams go to the triangle. You'll see a guy up top at the free throw line, a guy around each box. You'll see that. You'll see two perimeter players cutting through, creating moving the zone around. You'll see that. Right. My point is if you blame Randle, if you acknowledge all these things and still blame Randle, it's not Randle, it's you. You don't know basketball. If you acknowledge all these things, like Hoodie Cav brought out the isolation stuff and all these percentages and all that stuff, and he did a good job of finding all that stuff on the fly, right? But if you acknowledge everything that Hoodie Cav said, right? If you're in the chat and you understood what Hoodie Cav said to you just now and you still blame Randle, you have an issue, not Randle. Right? It's as simple as that. Whereas we acknowledge that if you acknowledge that the Knicks offense is stagnant and doesn't move, is that Julius Randle's fault? Or is that the person running the offense's fault?
I want to address this in the chat.
Please do. Yeah, please.
We do handoffs, but those are token handoffs. Those are things that teams can see from a mile away, and it's never to actually get a shot up, ever. Like that weave crap that we run, 25 feet away from the rim. That
Right.
we never actually put up a shot 3 seconds after it. Like it's not for effect to actually score.
And
you don't see Grimes come off no damn curls, so stop it.
Right, right. And the thing is about this too, Dre, is if we run plenty of curls, right? If we run plenty of curls, right? Name the places on the floor that the curls start, right? Who is doing the screening, the rubbing, so the shooter can come off the curl, right? And if that's the case, the person with the ball waiting on the guy to curl off of the rub screen, why is the ball handler not giving the ball to the screener that should be open if the curl is contested?
Because we run screens to get mismatches to attack 25 feet away from the rim instead of
because we
attacking
don't run
at
curls.
the rim.
Because we don't run curls.
Yeah.
That's why. Because think about it, if you're RJ Barrett and you see Grimes coming off a curl and two defenders are contesting Grimes, that means they left the screen man wide open. Why is RJ not passing the ball to him? Because it's not happening. That's why.
You know,
that's why.
And interesting also, if I just found out that is technically they put it as part of the Knicks offense, but it's not a scheme thing. The Knicks are the second best offensive rebounding team by percentage, and they have a league leading mark in second chance points that boost the team's overall offensive rating, which means most of their offense is centered around getting second chance points.
Dre, don't say nothing, Dre. Don't say that. I know, hey, Hoodie Cav, we know this already. We've been saying this since December.
Oh no, I was reading. I'm sorry, and I just thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, we've been saying this since December.
Hmm.
We've been saying this, that Tom Thibodeau doesn't have a scheme. Dre, you remember saying that, Dre? Dre has been
Yeah.
Dre pointed that out to us as far back as December. Dre, IKBM Dre. That's when he said that. That's why we started calling him the I Know Basketball Man. That's what IKBM stands for. When Dre pointed that out to us, we were on the Knicks at Night podcast. Dre pointed it out, and we were like, "Yo, this dude knows basketball." And so we've been saying that all year. That's why, Hoodie Kev, when you say scheme, we're like, "What scheme?"
I think some of it is heavy isolation and make sure you get a shot up at the rim, no matter how ugly it is, so you can get the rebound.
Right, and put back.
no
And
turnovers.
Also, is exactly no. They are 5th in turnover percentage, which
Right,
means obviously the more you have the ball, the more possessions and shots you get up.
right.
Not saying that they
And
take a lot of shots,
no, they
but
don't
if
take a
you
lot of shots.
maintain the team from your opponent from taking shots, also, then it kind of, I guess, equals out.
But Hoodie Kev, it's the Brett Favre theory, right? If you throw a lot of deep touchdowns, you know what else you throw a lot of deep of? Interceptions.
Interceptions.
Right. And so the Knicks don't throw a lot of deep touchdowns in this theory, right? And so they don't throw a lot of deep interceptions. They don't throw a lot of deep touchdowns. What that means is they don't make the Knicks don't make long cross-court passes to get guys that extra split second that they need to get their shots off.
Maybe they'll
Outside of
feel
that
like
weak hammer play, outside of that.
maybe they'll feel like the player might run for the end zone if they did.
And
But-
without, maybe the player would take 11 steps without dribbling and laugh
But-
about it.
But this is the comparison, Freezie. This is like the Kansas City Chiefs when they had Alex Smith compared to when they had Patrick Mahomes. Like, you can win regular season games playing it safe
Right.
the entire time, ball control. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn the ball over. Your quarterback gets 20 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. But your ceiling is severely capped when you're going against high level units that take away all your pet plays, all the things you love to do.
The reason why Chad Pennington never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We are running a Chad Pennington offense, bro. We are running a Chad Pennington offense with Curtis Martin and Lavernius Coles. That's basically what we're running. And Hoodie Kev, when I compared this offense to Rex Ryan, that's what I was alluding to. All those things that you eventually got to when you brought those things to the table, I agree with. I'm not saying I know everything, but I knew those things that you just brought up. Right? Right? Yo, look who here. What's good, boss?
Salute.
Hoodie Kev, all those things that you were saying just now, all those things that you just brought to the table, bro, I absolutely agree with you. It's the reason why I'm saying that blaming Julius Randle for all this nonsense is ridiculous. The system is whack. The system is whack. The personnel, the entire roster needs to be improved. All of this, the Knicks have improvement areas everywhere. And in order for us to get to that Denver Nuggets level, look at who Denver has in their starting lineup versus who we have and where we want to get to. State, what's good, bro?
OG, what up, man? What's up to the panel? What up? Comments, chat. What's up, man? Salute to everybody. My bad. I'm about to
Also, Julius Randle has the 6th.
Your mic a little low, State.
Julius Randle has the 6th highest isolation frequency per play. But
that's on Randle. That's not really.
He has the 7th lowest isolation per play field goal percentage
and points per 100 possessions. That's Randle, and that's also attributed to Tom Thibodeau. So Freezie, let's take it back like a couple of years, right?
Let me say this first though. To that point, right?
Uh,
If the Knicks had better offensive skill players, Randall wouldn't have to ISO.
I disagree with that.
If you have, I know you would. I know you would. But the fact remains is this:
Uh,
if Quentin Grimes were Bradley Beal,
uh,
Randall wouldn't be ISOing. If RJ Barrett was Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle wouldn't have to ISO.
I disagree with that.
Right, because you're saying that Randall would ISO even though Bradley Beal was here.
I think Randle. I think the issue is the coach. Randle's a part of it too. I think Randle, the way he likes to play basketball is he likes to ISO a lot, right? But he likes the ball in his hands. So Tibbs is the type of guy that if you're his team's best player, he's going to put the ball in your hands and he's going to allow you to make decisions. The problem I have with Tibbs and a lot of Knicks fans is y'all just asking Randle to do things that y'all shouldn't be asking him to do. Randle is never a one option. He's not a two option either. I don't even think he's a three option. I think he's a fourth option.
Right, but okay. So the thing about options is options in what? Options in a Tom Thibodeau offense?
I'm talking about options, period. Even in the Tom Thibodeau.
I'm saying in Tom Thibodeau's offense though, right? What is Tom Thibodeau running that creates options?
Bro, after watching the finals, bro, I have no answer to that question.
Right. That's my point. That's the reason why I know where you're going with, and I think it's a smart take. If we had an average offensive NBA coach, right? I think Randall would probably be second or third in the shot pecking order, right? But in a Tom Thibodeau offense, bro, what are these options that we're talking about?
I think so. It's a couple of things. One is the CAA thing, right? Because they trying to make this man look good. Like they put out this stupid picture of him yesterday in a cast, trying to do a little PR stunt. I could care less about your PR stunt. Randle shot 34% from the field in the playoffs. The last playoffs he was in before this one was in the fake COVID season, the season I just hate. And he was disgusting in that series too. So logically, in basketball, and people using their basketball eyes would tell you Randle should never be no team's one option or two option. He could be a third option, or he could be an elite fourth option. In Tibbs' offense, I want him to be the third or the fourth option, because when he has the ball in his hands, it's like it's always 3 seconds too late. When I'm watching Jokic,
I'm confused. See, what it is we sleeping on top of the covers, bro. I need some in depth, something hard hitting, bro. To be honest with you, if you're gonna tell me the same thing people in the chat is saying, I don't want to hear it.
Tibbs don't.
No disrespect, because I know you smarter than that, bro. But what I'm saying is
what you want me to say. Tibbs don't give me enough to work with.
But if he's not giving you enough, think about what he giving Randall.
Bro, I know Randle shouldn't be in that role that he's in. I know it. And I think Randle knows it too. He should know it by now. So when he comes back next season, I think Randle should fall back. But he has to the Knicks, all right.
Fall back to who?
So Leon Rose, he has to do his job this summer. The CBA just started, right? And then the new CBA, you don't really want two max players on your roster because it cripples you on team building. The Knicks right now, we are 11 million above the cap. So we have to get under the cap, and we need to sign some guys. So if our point guard is Jalen Brunson, right? Right. Jalen Brunson is a 6'1" guard. You know damn well Randle is not a rim protector. So you need elite defensive wings to cover for Brunson and to cover for Randle. The issue with Mitchell Robinson is compounded also with the starting five. It's not enough shooting because Brunson needs to get in the paint. This is why I advocated for the past 2 months that if there was a chance, I would swap Mitchell Robinson for Porzingis, because Porzingis, now Randle, he has the lane to himself. Now you got Porzingis, and Porzingis spaces the floor. Randle could space the floor somewhat. But then I'm also looking at the other wing position. I think Quentin Grimes is not ready yet. That's just me personally.
I agree.
Quentin Grimes he's a good player, but he's still a bench wing. And also, Quentin Grimes should never be nobody's long-term shooting guard if your point guard is Jalen Brunson. Because
Because he's 6'4". Like,
yeah, they're both short. They're both tiny, undersized guards. So it magnified a guy like Randle's weaknesses in the playoffs. So when we got to the Miami series, and people say, Mitchell Robinson had a bad series. I disagree with that. I don't know what kind of basketball you watch. I know what I watch. I watch an elite coach in Eric Spoelstra literally scheme Mitchell Robinson out of the series. Then he schemed Julius Randle out of the series because he kept throwing fake doubles at Randle, and he knows Randle's going to hold the ball. And then the Tibbs offense, another thing that I noticed in our
shot clock violations and all that.
Yeah, the shot clock violations. But look at the weak side action. There's no weak
Nobody
side.
Moving. They just standing there in the same spot. No relocations, no screens, no nothing.
None. So if everybody's stationary, how the hell are you gonna run some good offense?
State. I'm gonna say this. If you're looking at what we running, we literally running that 2017 Rockets roster, but they had an MVP on that team and prime Chris Paul. So that got figured out by the Warriors. So how we gonna run a static offense where you got two guys hunting mismatches and expect it to work in the postseason when it didn't work in the postseason when it first came out 7-8 years ago?
I don't know, bro. And then I think the craziest part of the season is the way it ended. So the way it ended was Jalen Brunson literally dribbling into a triple team, and Josh Hart was wide open, and Brunson would not pass him the ball. You know why he didn't pass him the ball? Because he did not trust him to make the shot. So that's Tibbs' fault, right? And that's also Leon Rose's fault, because you gotta have the proper personnel. If you're gonna re-sign Josh Hart, I'm not re-signing him for $18 million. That is blasphemy.
He get $20 million.
The Knicks are gonna give him 4 for 84, bro.
That is dumb. That is
very dumb.
Yeah,
very dumb.
That's dumb. That sounds like re-signing Randle all over again. Like the whole re-signing Randle thing is dumb to me.
If you're a role player and you can get schemed out that easily, you ain't worth no amount of bread like that. You a $10 million player if you can get schemed out like that.
So I mean, but he has a luxury of having his best friend be the team superstar.
Hey, look, if Brunson about winning championships, you gotta let him know, brother.
Right.
You can't fit here.
That's what I'm saying to you.
That's
what I'm saying to everybody. Just what Dre said, right? The thing is what's more important to you? Is it about the CAA La Familia connections, or is it about winning championships? Because we already went down this road with J.R. Smith and Chris Smith, where we giving Chris Smith the bag because his brother J.R. Smith is 6th man of the year. Is this what we want?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
And when we get to the playoffs next year and teams out here just ignoring Josh Hart,
and Mitch and RJ on the
and they double and triple team and Brunson and Randle anyway.
And then afterwards we're gonna blame Randle. Yep. It's Groundhog Day. But my point though to what State was saying is I absolutely agree 95% up to the point where Josh Hart was wide open and Brunson wasn't passing the ball. Right? You know why Brunson wasn't passing the ball? Because guards are taught at an early age to go to the ball. And Josh Hart at 6'4" is a power forward in mentality. He don't care nothing about guard skill. If Josh Hart was 6'7", he'd be a power forward. He don't care nothing. He don't know.
Grant Williams without a jumper.
Yes, Josh Hart doesn't have a redirect dribble. You know how when a guard gets pushed one way, he can dribble, retreat, and go the other way with his offhand and still pass with both hands? These are the things that make you a guard, being able to pass in space, manipulate defenders, pass to guys in traffic, create your own shit. Josh Hart does none of this stuff. He is only a guard entitled. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's it. That last play, it shows you two things. When you put two non-shooters on the floor, one of them hides in the corner. Like when you were watching that last play unfold, Quentin Grimes was at the top of the screen, hiding in the corner. Josh Hart wanted a 5'11 Jalen Brunson. I'm saying 5'11, being generous. A 5'11 Jalen Brunson to do a wraparound pass to the 3-point line out of a double team.
Nah,
And we like, well, why did Brunson pass it to Randle right there?
Nah, he a 6'4" Malik Rose, man. That's what he is.
oh God, yo,
6'4" Othello Harrington, man.
and
Yes,
then yo,
Like,
and then I seen.
think about this. Think about this. If you're a guard, right? Y'all played pickup ball before. Y'all done played pickup ball before. You know the guards be in tandem, right? The big will take the ball out. You know what I'm saying? And when the other team score, and the guards will bring advance the ball up the floor, right? And the guards will handle all the dribbling and passing on the perimeter, right? Josh Hart at 6'4". Josh Hart at 6'4" is behaving like he's Randle.
Matter of fact, when you mentioned that play state when he didn't pass the ball, a normal guard would come over on that same side. He would lean over to that corner 3-point, not the corner, but above the break in that corner 3 spot. He would lean over to be an easy outlet, and then he would swing the ball over to Grimes across to the other 3-point line.
Where Grimes would have been wide open with a 3-point attempt to take the lead.
But that man was standing at the 3-point line expecting the ball, and I know what he was going to do when he gets the ball. He going to do that weak ass head fake, then try to barrel into the paint, get offensive.
Barrel into the paint.
And run into game and get a charge. I swear to God, that's what's going to happen.
Right, but we gonna give that dude $23 million a year.
Yo, bro,
really 4 years, 96 for Josh Hart.
And then Josh Hart gonna share. He shared a tweet, and I think one of the Knicks fans said, "Bring Dante DiVincenzo."
Dante DiVincenzo, another 6'4" guard. Like,
yo, and at least Dante DiVincenzo is a guard.
No, Kev.
He a wing player, bro.
Yeah, we need a true 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" wing. That's what we need. We don't need no more short guards. So I'm looking at that tweet. I'm like, yo, who is Josh Hart pushing out the door? Because he damn sure ain't pushing Grimes out the door.
No.
And he damn sure ain't pushing Quickly out the door. So who he pushing out the door?
Our first round pick.
He's talking about himself.
He pushing our first round pick out the door.
Hey, look, man, 6'4" Jason Maxio can't decide the fate of my organization.
Yo, man.
This dude.
Yo, we give him $18 million, bro. That's gonna be a horrible.
Bro, he is a 6'4" Quincy AC.
Oh God.
Listen, the day he signs his contract, he's gonna be at the club on Instagram with Jalen Brunson
and a bottle of breast milk too.
Yep.
We like Josh Hart because he goes to the press conference. He's like me if I was a celebrity. He goes to the press conference eating snacks,
gas station donuts.
You know how mad I was when I saw he had a Taylor Rooks interview? I'm like, oh, he know he get his bag. He on here talking greasy in front of Taylor Rooks.
Yeah.
You know, he know he getting his 18 to 20.
Yeah, he getting that. And you know what? And listen, I'm gonna say this because State is here because I want to troll him a little bit, but he and I also share this same thing. So when I troll State, I'm actually trolling myself. In this NBA draft, where you can get a guy and pay him $800,000 a year to do what Josh Hart does, we are gonna pay this cat $22 million a year.
Yo,
premium for role players.
That's my thing. Why does this number keep going up?
It might as well go up because he ain't worth it. Like we talking about, we just got done watching the Miami Heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miami Heat and Nuggets, and they got premium role players on both ends. Some of them making less than $18 million.
Here's the thing. Does Josh Hart do,
and they all can shoot.
Does Josh Hart do what Tom Thibodeau asked him to do?
Yes.
Now, here's the $1 million question. If Tom Thibodeau's not here, what good is Josh Hart?
He won't be Hoodie Kev. This is the point. Because when Tibbs is gone next year, Josh Hart will still have 3 more years on his contract.
Oh my God. Oh God.
And so here's the thing that I think we all agree to, right? We all feel like the Knicks need a shooting guard that's gonna shoot. And State, let me ask you this. Do you remember Scotty Barnes punking Grimes saying he not him? You remember that?
Yep.
It was not him.
Loud and clear.
You remember that? Do you remember when Jalen Aaron elbowed Grimes in the lip and went over and dapped up they coach, and Grimes was on the sideline with his lip shaking like, oh my God. He looked shook.
Yeah, if that was Dylan Brooks, though, yeah, try that on Dylan Brooks.
Right. Do you remember when Zeller shoved Randle out of bounds and Hartenstein ran over there and they instantly shot a shot at Grimes and he was backing up to half court?
Oh my God.
Right. Listen, I'm not knocking Grimes for what he is, right? Grimes is what he is. But for us to see these moments and be disgusted by it and still blame Randle. I mean, come on, bro. I know Randle flawed. Every NBA player has, even right now, LeBron James is old. Anthony Davis can't stay healthy. Giannis can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Every NBA player is going to have flaws. And so, bro, I just want us to have a team, bro. Just have a team. I would trade, you know what? I would trade Grimes and Hart and maybe even RJ to the Raptors for Scotty Barnes right now. Right. And I know a lot of y'all not gonna agree. Man, I don't, man, Scotty Barnes, he had a sophomore slump. It's what happened to sophomores, bro. It's what happens. Stars in that second year, the league adjusts to them, and then that second to third year, they adjust back, and for the rest of their career, they be up on that upward trajectory.
Would y'all take a 6'5" guard who plays very minimum defense but will shoot the lights out the gym?
No.
Who is it? Who is it though?
Buddy Hield.
No.
I'm just saying.
Got Quinn Grimes, bro.
Well, I'll put it this way.
But here's the thing: Buddy Hield can shoot.
You got
Buddy Hield
Grimes, bro.
Buddy Hield can shoot. But do you think Tom Thibodeau would use him in any way but standing in the corner?
He gonna
or just waiting for the ball.
He gonna sit in the Evan Fournier's spot on the bench.
Like
you gonna get rid of Fournier and bring in Hield.
Tom Thibodeau needs to go because if you give him the things that the team needs, like the team needs shooters, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna play these non-shooters over here.
I ain't gonna hold you. We had enough talent to beat the Heat.
Even though
we didn't have,
I know
have
we need people to stretch the floor and can hit shots, and I have that, and I'm not gonna play them.
Yo!
Oh my goodness.
We back, baby.
Yo, what's up, dude?
We are back. City for real is in the building.
Yo, what's good, my family?
It is my former co-host.
Shout out to the Bronx, New York. The Bronx is in the building.
No, this is
shout out to BX. Shout out to Bronx River. Bronx River's in the building. Let's go.
How have you been?
Yo, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Hey, I just wanted to tune in real quick. So I'm just listening in because I'm on my mobile joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Otherwise,
are you still in the woods of Idaho?
No. I'm in the backwoods of Washington.
Because they still have like
French.
They still have like the Blair Witch up there. So if you get attacked, I still can't help you. So I'm gonna need you to get to like a major metropolitan area before something comes out the wood and gets you. Because I'm not gonna be no help.
Yo, I wish the Knicks could get Jaylen Brown, man. I'm so tired of watching Randle. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
But we get Jaylen Brown. You know what's gonna happen, right? Tip's gonna make him ISO and go to his left, and then we're gonna see the worst. We're gonna see the worst iteration of Jaylen Brown, but for 82 games, just not the playoffs.
Tibbs is, oh my god, yo, Tibbs is like he's like that Project Ropes that you can't step on, like, and you've been trying to step on for the last 3 days. Like, he real fast. I just need him gone.
And he tough, bro.
If we had lost that Cavs game in December, he would have been gone. You know that, right?
Oh my! I wish we lost that shit, bro.
Yo, so
Cam
wait a
Reddish.
minute. What we hold on. Let me just ask a quick question so I can get filled in real quick. You know what I mean? Or
Salute.
whatever. So, what we talking about? We talking about getting rid of Randall?
Not really. It's just adjustments. Like Randall's not even really he's not even the biggest issue, to be honest. Like it's really Tibbs.
You can't have both. You can have one or the other.
Yeah, like and to me, Randall's stats is inflated. So when somebody tell me like 20, 10, and 5, I just look at him with the side eye, like, yeah, whatever. 15, 8, 34% from the field.
We
That's
all know what my answer is. We even had a show literally dedicated to my answer a couple nights ago. I even wrote an article on
We
the
don't know what you're
Blorange
talking.
Tears
We
newsletter.
don't know what you're talking about though. City, who you think Hoodie Cav talking about, bro?
If you don't know, go read my
I
article on the
don't.
Blorange Tears newsletter.
Hoodie
Let
Kev,
me.
my fault, but Hoodie Kev is
Yeah.
like that one episode of Martin when it's like random spoons, and he want to say it so bad,
Right.
I'm
and
trying to
everybody gonna
promote my
jump down his throat.
article. Can I promote my article?
so
Go read the article on the Blorange Tears
Yeah,
newsletter.
my fault, City. You can go
All
ahead.
right. Yo, well, let me just say this, man. Regardless of whatever it is, yo, 20, 10, and 5, regardless however people want to spray it or say
oh
it,
my
like, you
god.
know what I'm saying? That's a good accomplishment, regardless of what. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what team you on, you know what I mean? No matter what team you play for, no matter what you're doing, that's a good accomplishment, man. So at the end of the day, all in all, let's just give the man his credit for doing what he did,
No,
regardless whether he was playing with us or not. Because at the end of the day, if it was somebody else averaging those numbers and he was a bench warmer or coming off the bench, guys would be saying, yo, we need to bring that guy to New York because he's coming off the bench averaging 20, 10, and 5. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, but I get it. Hold on. Dog barking.
I'm gonna use hashtag fire tears every day.
what team will Randall average
Hold on.
25, 11, and 5 on? Let's stop the madness, man. Let's stop the BS. Let's be grown men about this, man. On any other team Randall's on, he will never average 25, 11, and 5 because no coach with a brain, because Tibbs has the brain of a house turtle. No coach with a brain would have Randall at the usage rate he's at. It's not.
I'll say this. Alvin Gentry had him on the Pelicans, and
And
his
it was
usage
like,
was their record wasn't that great, but their record wasn't that great. But his usage was way down, and he was more efficient. And he still got the 20 and 10. I feel like a better coach would have his usage lower and have him rolling to the rim and finishing at the rim and doing power forward stuff instead of having him taking 8 threes a game and isolating from the mid post. He's a power forward, but we treat him like he Paul George or something.
yo, and I hope Hoodie Cav article
Did
is
you read the
not
article?
soft cream in the middle.
Hmm.
Carl Anthony Towns. Keep Carl Anthony Towns away from New York.
Hold on. So now
He's a Rolo, bro. I'm telling you.
Now you
The dude is
have
caramel center.
Yeah,
Listen.
keep him. I don't know what
Listen.
type of sniff.
why I don't understand is because now you see
I don't
sitting
like
here,
my stars that switch their
I'm
voice up.
sitting here in the dark
bro.
in my room,
Bro,
but
Cat
State
is
is making me go to my closet and get the hoodie out. I don't want to do that because it's 2:13 in the
You don't
morning.
need to do that for me. Cat's soft.
Cat, what is soft? Because people keep saying that, and no one can say what soft is because the man has the man has literally proven every step of the way that he is not soft. Like he is literally probably one of the toughest players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But yet the narrative is, oh, he's soft. How is he soft? How is he soft?
Hey,
So
State. So how do you fix where we at then?
and the caveat is you're keeping Tibbs and you're keeping Randall. So
No, ain't no caveats. Is how do you fix it? You fix
I'm
it. How
being
you
realistic.
How we get to a championship.
Yeah,
I'm
how you
being
fix
realistic. I'm being realistic tonight. I ain't going through the extra.
it? Do you like Brandon Miller?
So who?
Brandon Miller.
Bro, I'm not talking no top 10 picks. Sorry. What I would do first, I'm so sorry, Freezie, but I can't talk top 10 picks.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. What it is you got a taste of that second round, but you I'm gonna keep it a buck because you talk that shit about the Knicks. You remember the Almighty 4 seed?
Yeah.
You the one you created that narrative, the Almighty 4 seed, and now the Knicks make it to the second round, and you, my friend, are like, yeah, let's go with it. So now I'm confused. Do I believe you on the Almighty 4 seed, or do I believe you with the second round team? Which one should I believe?
The fourth seed season is fake. That whole season was fake basketball.
Okay, all right.
With that said, the Knicks get into the second round. Yes, it's an accomplishment, but sometimes you got to pull the cover back to show how dirty the bed is. We have no cap space and we have no first round picks. Right. So you just asked me to.
No. This year we don't have first round picks.
Yeah, this year we don't have first round picks. So,
but we have 11 over the next 7 years.
That's a company man line. I don't even like that line. That's nonsense. Because if I was another team and the Knicks called me and say, "Yo, we want to trade you 2024 picks," I'm hanging up the phone this summer. With that said, I'm calling the Indiana Pacers up and I'm asking for Obi. I give him Obi, probably like 3 second-round picks and $4 million in cash for Chris Duarte and the 26 overall pick. After I do that deal, I'm drafting Gigi Jackson. I like Gigi Jackson, by the way. And so now I got Chris Duarte, I got Gigi Jackson. My next deal, what I would do is I'm signing and trading Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickly, and Evan Fournier for Kristaps Porzingis and probably Johnny Davis. I'll probably try to get him in that deal. And now
KP about to be an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, but KP can opt into his contract if you're doing a sign and trade, and then you just sign him outright. So now my new starting five is Kristaps Porzingis, Julius Randle, Chris Duarte, RJ Barrett, and Jalen Brunson. Oh, you notice 2 things that I'm missing. I'm missing a backup center, and I'm missing a backup point guard. I'm calling Nikola Vucevic from the Bulls. Because he's on the downside of his career. I think he's about 32, and I will offer him the MLE, and I would sign him. So now my center position is Kristaps Porzingis and Nikola Vucevic, and I still have Jericho Sims. Now I got Julius Randle. I also drafted Gigi Jackson. I got Nikola Vucevic now. Now, who's the perfect backup point guard to play with a center who likes to space the floor, who can space the floor? People might not like these 2 names, but I'm immediately looking at John Wall, Russell Westbrook to back up Jalen Brunson. And now my bench has either John Wall or Russell Westbrook backing up Jalen Brunson. I still have Quinn Grimes. I still have Josh Hart. Now I got Gigi Jackson. And now I got Nikola Vucevic. Now that's my bench. And my starting five is Porzingis, Randle, Chris Duarte, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson. The only way that team fails is if Tibb fails. That's the best I got for you, bro. That's the best. If that team does not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, at minimum, that's Tibbs' fault. So I know a lot of people don't like Westbrook. I also like Dylan Brooks for the Knicks this summer. He's a CAA client, by the way. And Dylan Brooks, I know he had a down season last season. I know the whole antics with the Grizzlies. I don't think he would do that in New York. I think New York has a different kind of locker room. And I personally like Dylan Brooks. That's just me. I like people who's not soft. What I noticed with the Knicks in these playoffs, they look soft, quickly passing up wide open threes. Grimes. Wide open threes. Mitchell Robinson jumbling the ball. Josh Hart passing up wide open threes. Literally, Brunson and RJ Barrett was the only 2 people all playoffs long who did not look rattled in any game. And that shit opened my eyes. So I need more people who's not scared to shoot the ball. And you know what I hate about today's NBA talk, Freezie? These young boys, they think percentages is everything. We didn't grow up on percentages, not me. I don't go in a barbershop and tell my barber, yo, you know about so-and-so true shooting percentage? That's a Twitter convo thing for me. So when I look at guys like Dylan Brooks,
Yeah, but you can't go by percentage because for
no,
one, every time, for instance, give you an example, Quickly's or Grimes shooting percentage is going to look different than Randall's shooting percentage because they don't get guarded by elite defenders, and they're
correct,
not getting schemed for. So
correct.
so give me a guy shooting 46% that's getting schemed for, right?
Mhm,
That's going to hit tough shots
mhm.
over somebody that's gonna over Dre's darling SGA.
And
SGA shooting 50-something%, and he ain't playing anything.
Are you about to act like SGA ain't getting guarded by a team's best defender
No,
every
he
night?
ain't getting
SGA is cold. I
And,
ain't gonna lie.
and he's smoking everybody's team's best
He
defender,
ain't
by the
playing.
way.
Yo, Knick fans kill me. Like Dylan Brooks is better than Quentin Grimes. He's better than Emmanuel Quickly. Matter of fact, KCP is better than Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickly.
I
Like
wish
let's
I had
stop this.
KCP.
Like
Even though
let's
he had some stupid fouls tonight, I still wish I
he
had.
did, but Knick fans kill me. Like
But he had some stupid fouls in the finals. I'll take that.
yeah, I take that all day. If the Knicks was in the finals,
I'll take that.
what? If the shit, that's why I'm so mad with Tibbs, bro. I'm sorry.
We should have beat the Heat, man. I'm not lying to you. Freezie.
We should have beat them, man. 90s Knicks fans lost to Reggie Miller. Like, y'all lost to respectable opponents. Like, y'all lost to greats. We lost to Caleb Martin and Max Strus. I absolutely do not want to return the same roster for next season. Absolutely. I want changes.
Right. And Gregory Castillo, thank you for the generous contribution. He says the almighty second round. You know what I'm saying? The almighty second round. And yo, you gotta call State on it. State, he tough enough. You know what I'm saying? He a G. He said the almighty 4th seed. Now it's the second round. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you in the chat, bro, you know what I'm saying? You know Uncle Freezie could take it, State could take it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, Freezie ain't me. Cause me, I'm a crazy kind of guy. I would love to have a locker room with Dylan Brooks and Kelly Oubre on my wings with RJ Barrett. See, that's just me. Right? Everybody don't think like I need some crazy motherfuckers on the Knicks roster. Like none of these dudes is tough. Like none of them. When Randall got pushed over, bro, I was expecting like for somebody like goon up on Miami.
Only Hartenstein did.
Hartenstein. Meanwhile, Grimes was backing all the way up to half court, which in the grand scheme of things, Grimes doing that was the smart thing to do. Right, but see, life decisions ain't always based on the smart thing to do. You know, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things, man, where sometimes you just gotta show people that you ain't gonna be the one that's gonna be pushed over.
You got too many church boys, man.
Yeah, man. So you know, it's one of them things. State, I disagree with you though about they're not thinking about the draft though. I gotta start thinking about the future.
With the new CBA, with the new CBA, this is why shout outs to my guy D, because I'll be on Twitter Spaces. And D pointed this out. Like the Knicks interviewed Gigi Jackson. Gigi Jackson was a guy I was looking at like early January. I'm like, yo, who this 6'9" wing? You got some skill to him. Oh, he 18, you're a little young. Oh, you're a little, you know. And the Knicks interviewed him. I looked at the NBA mock draft, and it says right now Gigi Jackson is like 29th to be picked 29th in this year.
He's going to go anywhere between 20 and 26, 27.
30. So hypothetically, Obi Toppin and Chris Duarte share the same agent, right? The Indiana Pacers just drafted Benedict McDermott. Chris Duarte was hurt last year. We got Randall who's still here. So I think his agent will want his clients to swap places in order for them to get their second contract because he gets paid when they get paid. So I think trading Obi, you get Chris Duarte back and you get a first round pick. I think that's the best possible.
I heard the Knicks offered that twice and the Pacers turned it down.
Turned what down exactly?
Duarte for Obi straight up.
I think so. They turned it down because Indiana, I mean, the Knicks was asking for unprotected first. That's why they kept turning it down. So what I think shit changed now, excuse my language, because now the lottery came out, right? Now their coach is Rick Carlisle. You know they're not bringing in 3 rookies. They just got an all-star point guard. So hypothetically speaking, what do they need? They need a 4. They got Miles Turner. So you get Obi Toppin, he starts at the 4. You got Benny.
They're gonna take their power forward at 7, bro.
No, now I disagree with that. I disagree because at 7, see, Indiana's funny because Indiana at 7, they could go many routes. The route I would go for Indiana, I'm picking the tallest wing possible. I'm picking the tallest wing possible that's over there. If I'm Indiana, but Indiana could do a lot, just like Orlando. That's why.
But in today's NBA, if you get a super tall wing, they turn them into 4s.
That's true. So if I'm the Knicks and I'm looking at Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers, Orlando Magic, I'm looking at my rearview mirror and I'm like, wait, hold on. I got to turn on the car and I got to start moving this little mug.
You might want to holler at the Rockets too because they brought Ime over there, so they're gonna be turning it around pretty soon.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, the Knicks got a good chance to like right a lot of their wrongs this summer. So, and this is the summer to capitalize.
But as this chat here says, 6'8" wing with skill means we ain't getting them. We only draft midgets. Which is,
Yeah, that's what Tibbs is a chubby chaser. You know that.
Yeah,
That's the reason why Josh Hart here. It's the reason why they signed DeQuan Jeffries and drafted Trevor Keels.
silly.
the reason why we traded Cam Reddish and got rid of that G League kid. Who's that G League kid that was 6'8", 6'9"?
Farron Hunt.
We don't believe in big wings.
No.
Randle is our big wing, and that's it.
Well,
RJ is our big wing. They want.
he is not a big yo. RJ as small forward is it does such a disservice to his game. I'm more surprised that RJ Barrett shot a career high field goal percentage wise from the field this year than anything, because the man was shooting tour dates for like 2 months, and to the point where I had to call him Ruben Patterson, and he found his way. So I salute to RJ. I'm hoping the Knicks could really like get a tall wing, bro. We need one so bad, bro. Or trade some picks for Devin Vassell, or trade some picks for Keldon Johnson, or go get me Jaden McDaniels. Just give me somebody.
Yeah.
If you're a tall wing, according to Tibbs, you can't get around screens, so I have no issue.
Yeah.
Tibbs is stupid, man. Tibbs
wouldn't know what to do with Aaron Gordon. I'm 100% sure he wouldn't know what to do with him.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Tibbs is so crazy. He got me calling my little brother from time to time now talking basketball. Yeah, I did not call my little brother a lot until the Knicks got punched in their mouth by Gabe Vincent. So Thank you, Knicks, because I'm becoming more of a family man.
Bro, I'm saying, bro, that like some of this stuff is obvious, right? Like as a basketball mind, right? And listen, I know Tibbs is a great basketball mind, right? I'm not disputing that, right? But what he likes to do versus what we think will work is on two different spaces, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tibbs thinking 6'4" wing players is the move. It's not the move. Freezie. It makes us question his basketball. It makes us question his not his IQ, but it makes us question what he's thinking right now as a basketball coach.
Freezie, I was gonna before when we were doing how were you gonna change the Knicks or become a contender?
Right.
Like before you gave me those stipulations, I was conjuring up deals in my head, and I was like, would you trade Obi Toppin Keels in a heavily protected pick for Jonathan Isaac?
No.
Like buying him at his lowest?
No.
I mean, because he's never been healthy, but
right. I would just draft Noah Clowney in the second round and not pay anything.
Okay. Because then he's coming up on an extension anyway. But the only reason I said that is because when he did play, He legit is like one of the top 3-4 defenders in the league
He
on the
the
wing.
matrix, bro.
He can do everything, and it's just like,
He is
man,
the 1-6-11 player that you can legit scheme him to guard the other team's point guard, regardless who that point guard is. Right? Like you coming into the Memphis game, like, yeah, we just gonna throw 1-1 on him for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna throw Isaac on him for a little while. And Isaac, while he's probably not gonna shut down John Morant, who does?
he's gonna
Right.
make him get tired. He's gonna give him problems all
Make
night.
him
He's
give
not
up
gonna
that
get no
basketball. Yep.
turnovers too.
Yep. So I'm not saying that he's the greatest defender of all time. What I'm saying is
For this iteration of the NBA, he's damn good. Like very, very good. Like if
when
he was
he's
healthy,
healthy,
he'd be in all NBA teams.
you know what? You know, he came back from it took him 2 years to come back, or two
From
and a
an
half years to
ACL.
come back from an ACL, and people come back in 6 months, right?
I think something. Well, he's a weird guy. So
Yeah, my man had a to full disclosure, to his credit, my man had post surgery infections
oh, that was it.
that required cleanups. And honestly, that happens to a lot of people that have like procedures and stuff. So
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
But
It
2
happened
years,
to
though,
you. Remember
that's
Kellen
weird.
Winslow Jr.?
Yeah.
Remember that kept happening to him?
Yeah.
You-
That
you
was
like-
also a strange guy, but that was for different reasons.
Yeah, for different reasons. Yeah, but my point though is why do him when you can trade for a late first, early second, get Noah Clowney, and he can do the stuff that Isaac does
Just
to an
develop him.
extent and develop. Yeah, and you're only paying him 1.2 mil, and you know he can't shoot, right? So, but you live with that. While Isaac can shoot and play make a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Who are you trusting to? I'm sorry. Did I just hear the word develop?
well, if you're drafting anyone in this draft is not going to be coached by Tibbs longer than a year, in my opinion, at best.
Right.
Anybody from this draft or any draft going forward ain't seeing Tom Thibodeau to have their careers ruined or anything like that.
I was making sure.
I know you don't want no young players getting within the grasp of Tom Thibodeau.
I don't believe that with where this team is or where this front office is, that a young player is in the cards for anything significant moving forward next season. This team has to.
The way it's set up, we're going to have to rely on internal growth a ton right now at this current juncture.
That's
Can
what
it
that's the appearance. I don't think
Yeah,
that's going to be the path.
Yeah, they're probably going to make a move or
Yeah,
consolidate.
they know they have to make a move, man, because the young guys you have don't appear to be high upside, and I'm talking about blue chip upside guys.
Like guys that you could expect to average 20 points per game at some point. Yeah. They ain't that.
Yeah.
I think
How do you-
think Emmanuel quickly on a bad team could get 20 though every night. On a bad team.
I think quickly on a good team can do that.
Well,
Right.
and he
My
probably
thing is Tibbs. Tibbs is not going to develop young talent, bro. Is like when people look at Tibbs, they like, but Tibbs had Derrick Rose, the youngest. If he man, listen, Derrick Rose was coached by Vinny Del Negro the first 2 years of his career. Tom Thibodeau didn't have him as a rookie. Derrick Rose was already on that trajectory. Y'all remember that Chicago Bulls Boston Celtics playoff series?
with Vinny Del Negro.
Yes,
Vinny Del Negro was the coach.
Yeah, with Derrick Rose, with Derrick Rose dunked on Paul Pierce, bro, you was like, yo, this is the new NBA right here. Right? Tibbs get there and they start winning more games, but they don't start winning more games because he outcoaches everybody. Tibbs won more games because he treated all 82 games like game 7. That's why the Bulls was winning so many. Tibbs didn't develop Taj Gibson. He didn't develop Joakim Noah. People are like, yo, he turned Noah into a no. Noah was a top 8 pick. Noah won 2 championships at Florida. Noah already knew how to play, bro. It's not like he took a second round pick and turned him into Jokic. He did not do that.
I agree. Like Derrick Rose was gonna be Derrick Rose regardless.
Yep.
I want to say something out loud, but it's gonna sound bizarre.
Carl Anthony Towns is not soft.
No, that's the truth.
That is bizarre, right?
I was gonna say I'm watching the movie Ghost Ship, which is an underrated classic, I think. And I just saw a scene in the movie Ghost Ship that's the exact same scene in the movie Titanic. Don't ask me how I know. Why it clicked in my head, but it did.
I'm lost. So, what were the points per game of the actors in that film? Did they have a high PER?
Tom Thibodeau.
I mean, this is some high octane acting. So high octane.
So they had a high PER. They had like a 30 PER.
I ain't even gonna front, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna front, man. I think the Knicks are gonna do something
big or just medium. Oh.
Remember when I told you I wrote down on a sheet of paper that in 2023 the Knicks were gonna make a major move?
Right.
I'm still. I kind of move away from that and then get drawn back to it, and then move away from it and then get drawn back to it.
So where are you at now?
I think I'm thinking the Knicks are gonna make that major move.
I'm liking how this is going.
Yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah, I think the Knicks are gonna make that major move for a major player. Somebody that Tom Thibodeau is probably familiar with in some weird alternate universe.
Not in this one, thankfully.
Yeah.
If it was this universe, Kev would just be like, Carl Towns.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I still believe it's going to be Carl Anthony Towns. I just think that it's the right move. And that's just my opinion.
I think it's going to be a wing.
I think it's going to be both. I think you're going to see 2 major moves this offseason.
Semi-unrelated or related?
Well, no. I think you're going to see 1 major move and then 1 semi-major move.
Bro, I got good man. Look, man. Since hey Adam, I'm not telling you. You're just gonna have to wait. I know what it is. But since Hoodie Cab was off topic, I would just retained a client, a big high profile client, and I got the email like 5 minutes ago. So they sent me a re-up email like 2:00 in the morning. So I think I'm gonna I can't take tomorrow off, but I might just take Tuesday off and celebrate. I might just celebrate.
Congratulations.
Hey, y'all can't see it, but I'm high-fiving myself. Yeah, man. Congratulations to me.
Unrelated and semi-related. Donovan Mitchell, for some reason, can't stop talking about the Knicks. Yeah, you went on a podcast talking about how the energy in the Garden was completely different than anything he's ever experienced in his life. This, that, and the third. And it's just like, it's looking like the Cavs paid a king's ransom for a rental.
Yes. And he's putting the pressure on them right now.
He might get traded next deadline for you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he is the guy that the Knicks are going to get this summer.
Oh,
Yep.
it's gonna be diminished returns for what they get back. Unfortunate.
You don't care
I don't care. But what would you give up?
what they want. Because
What do
listen, this,
What
I,
do you,
I,
I don't even know what they well.
did-
They
did-
want
I'm-
they
I'm
want
gonna
to they
tell
want to
you.
wing.
No,
wanna
no,
win.
I'm going to tell you what they want to do. What they want is Mitchell Robinson, right? So what they would do is they like the only way we do this deal is if you take Spider and Jared Allen.
It's a lot of money.
I know that's a ton of money, right? But RJ Barrett, think about this, and this think about how silly this is. RJ Barrett's money is within $5 million of Donovan Mitchell's money,
Jeez.
right? And then Mitchell Robinson's money is similar, about $5 million of Jared Allen's money. So Jared Allen is 20, and Mitch is about 15, and Donovan Mitchell is 32, and RJ is about 27. So those there are your principal pieces right there.
So you need
Right, but Cleveland would want draft picks in return. Would you give them draft picks?
probably yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's what Donovan Mitchell is asked for.
yeah. And B Baller for real asked why would they want Mitch, and they would want Mitch over Jared Allen because over the past few months Jared Allen has been getting exposed more and more of a certain thing.
That afro, he ain't a real 7-footer. That afro trick people.
Yeah.
When he gets put next to a real 7-footer, you see what actually happened.
Yes. And physical centers tend to take him out of games.
Yeah.
The last center they saw take Jared Allen out of a game was Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a Karl Anthony Towns fan and you hear this, now you're thinking like, oh man, I thought we was getting Spider and Cat.
Spider and Cat.
I still believe we're getting Karl Anthony Towns, so you know. Karl Anthony Towns.
Cat.
I mean, that's it. Hey, that's what I believe.
Yeah. Mitch, RJ, and some picks for Donovan and Allen is a bam. Dre, what would you think? Would you take Allen in a Donovan Mitchell trade?
I mean,
we just talking, right? It was just conversation. It's not.
I'm about to look at what he makes, but I'd say so. I think he makes $20 million a year.
20
million
yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years he has left on his deal, but
I think it's 2. You got 2 years left at 20 million.
Is it
so
2?
now you get a motivated Jared Allen who might be looking for an extension next year.
Jared Allen's still young. That's crazy.
Or-
Only 25.
Or
Yeah, he has 3 years left.
or 3 years left. Okay. Or he got 5 for 100. That's right. Yeah. Or if you're not enthused with Jared Allen at the 5, you can always flip him and Obi to Dallas for the 10 pick. How would you feel about that?
No, I'm not flipping for a pick that I was owed anyway.
Oh, geez, come on.
Nah, out of self-respect, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's why you.
Plus, I don't.
Josh Hart to $25 million a year.
Oh God, This is, and also I don't think the Mavs ever want to do a trade with the Knicks ever again, regardless of outcome. I think they're done. The only way Luca ends up in New York is if he's the freest of the free agents that ever was.
Luca to New York. Who said that?
I said that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say I didn't say that.
Nah, but the Mavericks ain't. Even if they could win the trade, they not doing trades with us. Because even when they win on paper, they lose. Look at the KP trade. On paper, they were mulling. Oh, the Knicks lost that trade. They got fleeced.
Right. Right.
They are not doing no trades with New York.
But
ever
5
again.
years later, we still waiting on picks.
You still waiting on it would be actually hilarious, Freezy, if we got KP back before we even got the draft pick that we were supposed to get for him.
Yeah.
We got him back and we still waiting on the compensation for him that we were supposed to get
Right. Right.
5 years later. Crazy.
Right. Ain't that something? That is something, man.
I wish this was the case, Kaiser Soze,
They ain't doing that.
but what they just gave up for it, like Laurie just became an all-star.
Yeah, they ain't doing it. Yeah.
They want,
And out of respect in my mind, I can't see him doing it. But out of respect for the context, you never know, man. They might, you never know. You never know what other front offices are thinking. I'm saying in my simple mind, I'm thinking they're not doing it. But Kaiser Sose, out of respect for what you're saying, they might take you never know. I mean, some of our team gave up 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert.
They got
And players.
The playoffs. They ain't trying to tank. They got a taste of the playoffs. They ain't trying to tank. Not yet. At least. Remember, Garland is super young. He's only getting better.
Right.
They gave him a max. So now I don't want Josh Hart. Like if that 1-2 combination were to happen, we need a big win desperately. You can't live with two small PGs. Well, not PGs, but two small guards. At least on defense. On offense, that don't matter. They gonna cook whoever, light whoever up. But you need 2 wings to flank them, 100%.
Right.
Where do you get this from, Kaiser? So they wouldn't have made the Donovan Mitchell trade if they thought like that. They just want equal value or fair value, and they want to continue to compete because they have Garland right now, and in their minds, Garland is the best point guard in the East. In their minds, at least, not in reality. In reality, that's Brunson next year. Brunson is the best point guard in the East as of right now.
I think he's the best point guard in the NBA.
I can't say that just yet. I can't.
Yeah.
He close, but I can't.
He better
But we
than
had
SGA, bro.
We had this conversation. I don't even consider SGA a point guard, but
Yeah, he is. He's always been that. He was that in high school. He was that in college. He was that with the Clippers.
I think he's just a big playmaker. Because they actually, because a lot of the sets that they initiate with, they do it with Giddey more. They're letting Giddey be like the on-ball guy more often. But it's interchangeable. They just have big playmakers. So I guess in the same way Luka is a point guard.
The only reason why they do it is because of the obvious reason.
What's that?
Josh Giddey can't shoot.
Right. Not yet.
Yeah.
But
Josh Giddey can't shoot. So you can't play him off ball because he's not a great finisher at the rim and he's not a great shooter.
But Luka's a point guard. He's not better than Luka, so you're not. No, Freezy. I'm not about to do this with you. Luka is a point guard, and he's not.
Chat, would y'all like for me and Dre to debate over the better player, Luka Doncic or Jalen Brunson?
Are we really about to do this?
Would y'all
No,
like to hear us debate
we're
over this?
not. We're not doing this. We're not.
It seems that Uncle Freezie wants to do this.
Hoodie Kev, whose side you on? It's a 3-man panel. Which side are you on? And don't tell me you're on the side of truth, justice, and the American way. No, we're not talking about comic books no more. We're talking basketball.
Listen, I'm not here to take sides. If you guys would like to debate, then I would love to be.
So if you don't pick a side, then we gonna jump you.
I don't have a horse in this race.
Carl Anthony Towns is soft.
I don't know what it has to do with Brunson or Luka.
He's a Rolo, bro. Carl Anthony Towns is a Reese cup.
Those are delicious. First,
yes.
And very savory.
Yes.
And definitely not
soft in the middle.
They are filled with peanut butter, but no. I listen. Jalen Brunson is a Knick. Luka Doncic is one of the faces of the NBA.
Hey man, so don't be so. For one, I got a feeling you're about to start disrespecting Jalen Brunson. You about to start disrespecting Jalen Brunson?
I'm not about to disrespect Jalen Brunson. I'm giving Jalen Brunson his due. He is a very good NBA all-world level talent, and he is continuously blossoming into a star we hope that he can be. But that's still not disrespecting Luka Doncic either. As he's one of the faces of the league.
Right. How's Luka looking without Jalen Brunson?
How's
that team look without Jalen Brunson?
The team or Luka? Because those are two different things.
Luka
looks fine without Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, because anybody can score 30 a game if they taking 22 shots.
Not anybody.
I don't know.
Not anybody.
No.
Yeah.
If Randle was taking 22 shots, what if what if Brunson was taking 22 shots?
There's a difference in between taking 22 shots and legitimately thriving while taking 22 shots. There's a lot of guys that can take 22. If you're that obvious and deliberate in what you're doing offensively.
I mean, he can say he took 22 shots and still made 50% of his shots.
Okay.
So if he was making like Iverson was, and he was taking 22 shots a game, and
who's the better 3-point shooter, Jalen Brunson or Luka?
Statistically, Brunson is, but Luka takes way more high value off the dribble 3-point shots. Like his shot diet is more difficult from three than Brunson is.
All right. I'm looking.
And Luka's a better playmaker as well. So. Luka also has like the highest
thing. They shot the same percentage from the floor. So now Jalen Brunson's not efficient?
No,
Jalen Brunson's not a 50% from the floor scorer now?
No one said that.
I thought
Luka also gets 8 rebounds and 8 assists and 32 points per game.
32 points a game.
And he takes 5 more shots per game than Jalen Brunson.
Well, then Jalen Brunson needs to be more selfish and jack up more shots.
Yeah.
Not about to act like Luka is not that guy.
I'm just gonna say
Luka also
this.
has like the highest point per game average in playoff history.
Yeah, and they also get 5 more free throw attempts per game than Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson. Hey, Knicks fans, have y'all seen Jalen Brunson go to the rim and get hacked and not have it be called? I'm asking the chat. What if Jalen Brunson was getting the superstar whistle? Because in my mind,
But he's not Kaiser Soze, so we can't.
yeah,
Because if Jalen Brunson was 6'5", he'd be a better SGA.
and you know what? And if Jalen Brunson was 6'8", he would have been the number 1 pick in his draft
Right.
over DeAndre Ayton. Right. So I get it.
Matter of fact, he wouldn't have been an upperclassman. He would have just went out as a freshman. He would have been in the NBA as a freshman because of all his achievements in high school and the amateur level. But there are physical limitations to him.
What
He
I'm saying
overcomes a
is,
lot of it though. So.
what I'm saying is Jalen Brunson is on that upward trajectory that SGA is on. You know, you spend a few years behind other great players, and then when you finally get your own team, then you show the world what you can do. Right? And quite frankly, all of us know that the most improved player this year is Jalen Brunson, not Lauri Markkanen. And it's not even close. No matter what metric, he, blase, blah, boom, boom, boom. No. Utah sucks. And Lauri Markkanen was stat padding. Jalen Brunson had an impactful breakout. His team made the second round of the playoffs. I know what people want to say, but Markkanen is a big man that can shoot the 3. Well, Jalen Brunson is a point guard that can shoot the 3. That's a rare combination. Point guards don't shoot 40% from 3. It rarely happens. Now, they'll shoot 38, 39, right?
I'm gonna say this, Freezie. There's more 6-foot point guards shooting those percentages than 7-footers shooting 40%.
I know this. I know this. But what I'm saying is I'm not comparing it to those guys. What I'm saying is point guards that are high usage generally don't shoot 40% from 3. They just don't. Defenses are designed to stop those guys from doing it off rip. Stop the ball. They'll trap up top. They'll do a lot of things. They'll stop a point guard from. And then with the guys like Lauri Markkanen is not going to break you down off the dribble and shoot the 3 in your face. Lauri Markkanen is going to catch that ball from somebody else and knock down that open 3. Hoodie Cav, am I off base with that?
I mean, no, you're not.
Is Lauri Markkanen going to break guys down off the dribble and shoot 3s every game, all game long?
I can't say that he is.
He doesn't though. He does. He's catch and shoot. He's post up, face up.
I mean, but that's
not an indictment. He's a 7-footer.
That's just his game. I'm not. But I'm talking about in reality though. Like I'm not saying that he's a 2K created player, right? What I'm saying is, for the most part, guys his size knock down 3s off the catch, which is a different type 3-pointer. Whereas the point guard will get that 3 look for the most part out of a pick and roll look if the defender goes under. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I'm still not about to speak ill of all NBA first team guys.
I'm not saying
maybe second team and third team,
but Dre, but here's the thing though. I'm not saying that they're bad players.
You're saying he's on that level?
Yes, I think he's better.
I can't concede that.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Close, but not yet.
Okay.
Like when we talk about these guys, they've done it more than just 1 year. And I'm fully I fully believe Jalen Brunson will continue his upward trajectory. But these guys been here for a minute. Been getting these 30-point per games. Been getting these accolades and triple doubles. Been the focal point of defenses for years. Like
Yeah.
the scouting report on Luca has been out for 3-4 years.
For 10 years, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Brunson is just now getting on the scouting report as the guy you must stop in New York. Coming into this year, it was Randle.
Is that Brunson's fault, or is that the people
That's not
doing the
Brunson.
scouting
That's
point?
not Brunson's fault. That's lack of opportunities fault.
Right. When you put two of them guys together, if Luca and SGA were playing together, both of them wouldn't be scoring 30.
They both be getting like 28 at minimum.
No, okay. All right.
I mean, look at Tatum and Brown. Tatum averages 30, Brown averages 26. And I think Luca and SGA are both better scorers than Tatum and Brown. So they damn near would be real close to it, depending on who are their supporting cast. If it's a big three or is it just a big two?
Okay.
Because this year, I just mentioned it, but Celtics had two guys average 56 points per game.
Okay.
And neither of them are as good as Luca or SGA at getting a bucket, at least.
Okay.
It might be more complimentary, though.
Now, mind
ISO
you,
begets ISO. So they both
mind you,
ISO players.
we're talking about the creme. We're talking about the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking the cream of the crop. Yeah. And so we're not criticizing either. We're just, establishing a point here or there. Right. We just establishing a point here and there. I think Brunson's in that class.
Say that again?
Chad, did he not prove it on? See, because this is where, as a host of a channel, that I think sometimes the chat gets hypocritical. Right? Mm. This is where, as a host of a channel, I hear y'all. I see y'all comments. For Randle, y'all are like, I need to see it in the playoffs. I don't care about the regular season. Blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. And then Brunson does it in the playoffs, and we're like, nah, I need to see some more.
I think
that's a clear, hypocritical double standard.
I don't think it's a double standard.
But I've seen Luca do what Brunson did multiple times.
The thing about it is you do want, and it's fair to say, okay, we've seen what you do. Can you do this with everybody hunting you, with everybody scheming and game planning for you? Can you do it when you're going to be the focal point and everybody knows you're the focal point for 82 games?
So now the regular season is more important than the playoffs.
It's all.
Now it's more important that you do this against the Charlotte Hornets on a Friday night in Charlotte than it is against the Miami Heat, who's in the NBA Finals right now.
If you don't do it against the Charlotte Hornets on a Friday night, you're not going to be able to make it to play Miami in the second round.
Oh my God! See, Dre, you see what I'm talking about the clear double standard? You see what I mean?
It's not a double standard. If you don't beat the Charlotte
Hornets, now the regular season is more important than the playoffs, is what you're saying.
Listen, I'm old school. I believe the regular season.
No. Hold on. You, my friend, and when I say my friend, I mean that. You, my friend, are not old school.
Oh, okay.
Right? Eventually, one day you will become old school, but you are not there yet.
Am I like mid school or something?
Right.
So I'm not new school.
Like a sixth grader, like a seventh grader, kind of almost.
Oh.
Almost. like you halfway there.
At least give them ninth grade.
No, ninth grader.
I mean, I'm only on my 30.
When you under 40, you not a ninth grader. When you under 40, you ain't even hit the big 4-0 yet.
I'm literally like 3 years away.
Right, 3 long. very
Arduous.
prosperous years away.
Oh man, is he better than Steph Curry to you?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Is he better than Dame to you?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Is he better than SGA to you?
Yes.
Are you
uh,
saying? And the reason I believe that Uncle
Are we talking
Freezie,
about resumes or at the moment?
it's all the same.
skill,
It's
skill
not
for
all the
skill,
same, bro.
skill. Just overall greatness.
You're talking about their resume or right now?
Right this second, today,
Yes, he's better than them.
2023.
He's better. Yeah, he's better than them.
He ain't better than Luca or Steph.
No, no, you said Steph and Dame.
Well,
Oh,
it
so you're
started with
conceding
Luca.
Luca. Oh, so
It
you're
started
conceding
with
Luca
Luca.
because you
That's
said he
where it
was better
started.
than Luca too.
It started with Luca.
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
asked the chat.
you were okay. You were
No, I
level.
didn't. I asked the chat if they wanted to hear me and Dre debate over that.
Oh, okay.
Hoodie
I
Cam,
got
did you
you.
ever hear me say it, or did you,
Nah,
or
he
did you
didn't.
hear
He
me
didn't say that.
say?
He didn't say that.
This is, I mean, I guess to debate, you had to choose a
The
side
side.
in that debate.
And I was going to choose the Jalen Brunson side.
I do think, hands down, Jalen Brunson is the best point guard in the East, though. Not
Hmm.
even comparable. Like he's the best point guard in the East.
Yeah. So I never said he was better than Luca. I did, however, say I think he's better than SGA.
Okay.
I did say that, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if y'all are listening to me carefully, I'm saying I say it over and over so y'all can get it. But I think the assumption of what people want to hear versus what I'm saying are two different things.
Right.
Right? Like right now in this moment, I feel like Jalen Brunson is better than Steph Curry at 34 and Damian Lillard at 33. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you're looking at their resumes like what they used to do, no. Hey, Jalen Brunson is not that guy. He's not that guy. He don't have a resume like them. That's why I clarified. I'm like, hey, y'all, you talking about greatness and right now or long term?
Well, if we're going by like statistics and stuff, like he's not better than Steph right now. At least. Statistically,
I think he is, bro.
Steph averaged 30 points per game this year
Mm,
on near 50, 40, 90. Like I'm not about to say that yet.
right.
With 6 rebounds and 6 assists. And he's like on the backside of his career, which is crazy.
Right.
So I can't do that for Steph and Luca. Now, if you want to talk about Dame, maybe, and even then, I don't know.
Let's talk about Steph. Let's do that one first.
Okay,
Right. Why is Steph better than Jalen Brunson?
he's a more potent offensive weapon and
He's
playmaker.
50, 40, 90, right?
Near, but not quite, but near. He shot higher percentage from three on higher volume, and averaged more assists and rebounds.
Right. And I would concede that.
And to this effect, Freezie, he knows how to, and this is a coaching thing as well. He knows how to leverage his ability to score to make his teammates better,
Right.
not by directly getting the direct assist, but the hockey assist. That's always been a thing. I think Brunson's next level in his development is being a better playmaker, whether directly or indirectly. That which is fair because remember, Steph is still much older. That's like an IQ thing, really, and Brunson is getting to that level.
All right. So now that you had the floor, can I have the floor right now?
Go for it.
All right. These are facts. I'm going to lay out the facts for everybody listening, right? Steve Kerr is a multiple-time NBA championship level coach. That's a fact, right? Klay Thompson is a great shooter, over 40% for the most part of his career. That's a fact. Andrew Wiggins was the number 1 pick in his draft. Turned his career around in Golden State, playing off ball from Steph. That's a fact. Draymond Green is one of the greatest defenders to ever play, and he's one of the most high IQ offensive players to have ever played. That's a fact, right? When you compare those facts to Tom Thibodeau, 2-time Coach of the Year, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle. What I'm saying to you is though Steph is great, and in my opinion, I think Steph Curry is the most impactful player to have ever played this game. Yes, even over Michael Jordan, right? That's my opinion. But at 34, is he better than Jalen Brunson at 26? No. And the reason why I say this is because if you go by Steph's numbers, right, he puts up impressive numbers. He's a great offensive player, but he's also on the floor with Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. If you take out Steph Curry and add Jalen Brunson, or if you trade our 3 for those 3, I think Jalen Brunson's numbers look similar, maybe even better. And I think Jalen Brunson with those guys, now mind you, Golden State was a 2nd-round exit, right? In my mind, Jalen Brunson with those guys has us in my mind, with Klay, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond, not only do we beat Miami, we also beat Boston, and we're facing Denver. Now, I know what you want to say, Uncle Freezie. This is a fantasy world that you're living in. Sure, Steph Curry has all those weapons, but he's still great. That's my point. Steph Curry does more because he has more. Jalen Brunson does more with less. And when I say less, it's comical. You can't even compare Klay and Grimes. You can't even compare Wiggins and RJ. You can't even compare Draymond's IQ on both sides of the floor with just saying Julius Randle IQ and Draymond together makes me laugh.
And I'll rebuttal this, Freezie.
Right now,
Steph Curry,
ain't no rebut. You had the floor first. You had the floor first, and then you heard what I had to say, and then you want to. Hold on. Let me finish. Can I finish? Because you had the floor, and I ceded you the floor.
Okay.
I mean, respectfully, right? When you had the floor,
I respect it.
I just did like this, and I ate the, saying that the joint. Now, like Drake got some points.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're talking about pure, who does more with less? It starts all the way up top with the team president, all the way down their roster. Jalen Brunson did more this season than Steph Curry did this season. And I know the numbers are going to say, well, if you just go by what happened on the floor, well, Steph Curry was not on the floor by himself. And I know what people are going to say. Well, the Knicks had Julius Randle. He was an all-star. If that's what you say, If now you're racing to the Julius Randle debate, I will quit this debate right here and admit I lost to Dre so that I can grill all the hypocrites who at the beginning of this live stream was grilling Julius Randle. You can't have it both ways.
Can I rebuttal? Okay. How many games the Knicks won last year? 37? Right? You won 47 this year? When Steph broke his hand, what draft pick did the Warriors get? The number 1 pick, right? Now, we can say all these things about these players, but he is the key cog. He is the engine to that Lamborghini. When you remove Steph Curry from that team, they are not the dynasty team that you think they are. And that's plain facts. And as great as Draymond is, and I know Draymond is a hell of a ball player, but when you remove Steph Curry from that organization, they are not the same dynasty that you're thinking of. They're not winning a playoff round without him. They're not even getting a normal lottery pick without him. They're getting the number 1 pick in the draft when he's out for 60 something games with a broken hand. So I'm not about to diminish his overall impact like that. And then the year he came back from that, he dropped 32 points per game. Then he won the championship the following year with generally the same nucleus that was there, with a bunch of younger players, and they were the number 1. They had the number 1 draft pick in the NBA when he broke his hand. So this is not to overstate or understate Jalen Brunson. I just think the overall, like, his gravity is something that we haven't seen. Like, we've seen point guards do Jalen Brunson things. We haven't seen players do Steph Curry things before or after. We've seen high volume isolation point guards that are super efficient. We've seen it. You can't compare the same impact because it's just not the same thing. It's just not, in my mind. Like, if you put Jalen Brunson on the Warriors, they might very well get to the second round of the playoffs. I don't believe if you swap the two this year, I don't believe if you swap this year's Jalen Brunson with Steph Curry last year in the finals, they win a championship. I don't believe that. And I would say Steph Curry's basically playing at the same level he was last year. It's just the role players around him were notably Poole, and then they missed so much time with Wiggins, and Clay was horrendous. Like, he's falling off. It's not the same. It's just it is what it is. I think it's hard to compare the two. Will Brunson get there? I think he very well might. He might do that next year. Brunson might be all NBA second team next year or first team. I think he just has another level to get to. The 24 points per game, there's like a jump from that to being a 27, 28 point per game guy on the same splits. So I'm not diminishing Brunson. I think Brunson is at worst a top 4 point guard in the league. At worst. Right now, if I'm counting off the top of my head. If you're
I
putting
don't
him
think
over
there's anything wrong
SGA.
with that.
Yeah. I think he's a top 4 point. I think he's the best point guard in the East, though. Easily. Because he's better than Trae Young. He's better than Drew Holiday. He's better than Garland. He's better than LaMelo. He's better than that Indiana point guard. What was it? Tyrese Halliburton.
Are you saying overall?
Yeah, overall. I think he's a better basketball player than Tyrese Halliburton. Now,
overall, in some of those, like, he's not a better passer than LaMelo, right?
I mean, yeah, but in
That's
terms of
why I
just
asked
straight,
overall.
in terms of straight impact overall, I think he's a better player than all those.
But
Like, some of them,
this is Steph versus Brunson, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying that like it's not an indictment or a bad thing if he's not better than Steph. It's just I feel like there's one more level he needs to get to.
Okay. It sounds like you're ceding the floor to me and Hoodie Cab.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, Hoodie
I,
Cab. What's your
I
opinion on it?
I didn't know I was in this. I thought this was like between you and Dre.
Whose side you on?
I thought I was being like Chris Wallace, like a moderator.
You
Kind of.
talking about the right guard from the Mississippi
A
Bulldogs?
mediator?
No, the moderator, like Chris Wallace. Like
You talking about the guard from Ole Miss?
I'm talking about the former CNN,
The football player.
No, the former CNN news host, Chris Wallace.
Oh, well, okay, whatever.
Me personally, I don't think the one could say that a player is the most impactful player in the history of the sport, and then say this up and comer is better than he is.
Were you listening?
Yes.
He's saying this year, like
Right,
this
again,
year
bro.
is
You
not
gotta
even-
listen.
Because here's the thing,
bro.
there's a certain level.
So you ain't listen to it. So you ain't listen to nothing I said then.
No, I heard everything you said. Everything you said, I heard. I don't.
So why you talk about Steph Curry resume if I'm talking about right now?
Because his resume is still ongoing, right? So this season, Steph Curry averaged 29, 6, and 6, right? So it's not like he's at the end of his career, it's over with. No, he's still the impact that Steph Curry has always had. He still had. He still averaged nearly 30 points a game. So it's
What did Steph Curry shoot from the floor again? Steph Curry
49%.
shot right. What did Jalen Brunson shoot from the floor? The same.
Oh, okay. So they shoot the same.
Yeah.
Do they
Steph
strike
Curry
the same?
takes more threes.
Do they strike the same fear in opponents?
Oh, that's a great question.
You can answer first.
No, I think it's bizarre. I think it's an odd question. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's a self-explanatory question. You've gained.
If it's self-explanatory, then why'd you ask it?
I mean,
I'm just, if it's self-explanatory, then
the
why'd you ask it?
answer should speak for itself. Is no.
So if the answer should speak for itself, why was it asked?
To make a point.
So what's the point?
The point is the impact that Steph Curry still has on the game of basketball is higher than the impact that Jalen Brunson has, thus making Steph Curry the better player.
Yeah. So you heard nothing about what I said.
I heard everything that you said.
So what was the point that I was making? The difference between Steph and Jalen Brunson. What was the point that I was making then?
In a nutshell,
you can either like sum it up or do it verbatim.
To sum it up, as in you can replace the two and their production will be equal because of the parts that they played with. That the parts that Steph Curry played with would elevate Jalen Brunson's numbers.
Right.
But that's not true. Because I think it's the opposite way around.
Okay.
So Steph Curry's play elevates everyone else around him. It's not everyone around him elevates him. He elevates those around him. Where Jalen Brunson
Hoodie Cab, let me ask you this then. Would Klay Thompson be a Hall of Famer without Steph? I noticed you took a long pause there.
I'm thinking.
Right. Let me ask you this. Would Quentin Grimes be a Hall of Famer without Jalen Brunson?
Just too early to. I don't know
what kind of
career.
Klay bust out of the box.
I mean, he was all right his rookie season.
No,
I think he had like
I mean, Freezie. If Klay never played next to Steph Curry, would we be talking about him the way Buddy Hield has all these shooting records, but nobody really cares because it's Buddy Hield? Because Buddy Hield has more, like his trajectory is higher than Klay Thompson in terms of 3-point shooting.
In terms of attempts, yeah, because attempts.
I think they shoot similar percentages from three.
Right.
Still.
Right, and one does it in low leverage games, and one does it in high leverage games all the time.
But if he didn't
But
have
they get
Steph,
to the. You don't get to those
in
high
those high
leverage games
leverage
without
games without
Steph.
Steph?
I ain't hear you.
We said the same thing. Would he be in them high leverage games without Steph?
Yes, I think so.
So Klay
I think so.
Thompson-
If Steve Kerr is still the coach, if everything is the same except Steph is not there, I still think Klay becomes a great player. I think Draymond still becomes a great player. I think Andrew Wiggins still becomes a great player and finds a role in Golden State. Now, with Steph being there, it makes it easier to become better versions of what they would otherwise have been, which would have been doggone good NBA players.
with doggone good NBA players, I don't think you would be a 4-time NBA champion without Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry fundamentally changed basketball over the last 15 years.
Right. So you're on Dre's side then. You're on the loser side. That's what you're
What?
Yeah, because what you are saying goes directly into what I am saying. Right? What you're saying is that Steph makes them better, but they were good already. Because if you're saying that without Steph Curry, Klay Thompson wouldn't have been nothing, is a dumb argument.
I don't say nothing. I mean, could you be a 20-point per game scorer, be good, and not be an all-time great? Yes. We see it all the time.
Okay. Right. That's diminishing what Klay does.
I mean,
so you're saying Klay Thompson doesn't impact winning by himself? Steph Curry impacts winning so much that everybody on the roster doesn't have to do anything.
I'm not saying nobody has to do anything.
That's what it sounds like. I'm
Freezie,
hearing.
okay. If you replace Jalen Brunson, this year's Jalen Brunson on that Warriors team, do you think they win a championship? Last year's Warriors?
Yes.
I can't say that.
Yes. But you asked me what I thought.
Yeah, for sure. I did.
Right.
I did.
Right. So in my mind, did Steph Curry have some breakout superior games? Yes. And what I'm ultimately what I'm saying to you is you also saw Jalen Brunson do it 2 years in a row with 2 different teams. Did you not? Are we assuming that Jalen Brunson doesn't impact winning?
No one's saying that, but there's levels to this.
There are levels, and what I'm saying is this: if the Knicks had a better roster, if the Knicks had the Golden State Warriors, oh, you know what? I'd say this: if the Knicks, if Jalen Brunson was on the Sacramento Kings, they'd be in the NBA Finals right now. Because like what Hoodie Cab said, excuse me, being able to score is one thing, but being able to elevate people to the next level is another thing. Does De'Aaron Fox do that? No. He does not. He scores. Jalen Brunson elevates the play of people around him consistently. He did it in Dallas. He did it with the Knicks. And right now, y'all are saying that he wouldn't be able to do it with Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins.
Did he elevate people on the Knicks, though?
Hey,
we sat here.
Wait, let me answer your question. You asked a question.
Yes.
Yeah, a question has a mark in it.
Yes.
Mark means stop, right?
Yes.
All right. So
I don't think he has the gravity or the playmaking just yet to elevate his teammates to that level. I think he'll get there, but not just yet, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay, go ahead, Kev. Y'all got it.
I stopped talking.
Now you got it, boss. Go ahead.
No, I asked the question.
Okay. What I'm saying is Jalen Brunson did it 2 separate times, right? On 2 different teams. And for us to assume that this is a flash in the pan, to me, makes me think that y'all have some type of Knicks PTSD. How many times do you need to see it before you know it's real?
So, okay. Why didn't he do it against the Warriors?
It happens, man. Why didn't Steph do it against the Lakers?
Supporting cast.
Yeah, the things happen. Right. Things happen. Right. And I'm not talking about 2 years ago, Steph. I'm talking about Steph right now. I keep saying that. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Steph right now.
for sure. I mean, Steph right now dropped 50 in a game 7. So
On another weird side note, on my house, I usually leave the light over my stove on, and I happen to look up because you can see the light in my bedroom, and I'm pretty sure my light over my stove went out.
that is
Are you
very
in North
unfortunate.
Carolina?
Yes,
You got a ghost in your house.
I could very well have a ghost in my house.
Yep.
I'm kind
Yep.
of afraid now because it's
Do you
very
do you
dark.
have bricks outside?
Do I have bricks outside?
Yeah.
Like, is my house made of brick?
Yeah. Do you have bricks anywhere around the property?
No.
Okay.
I think my house is vinyl siding.
Yeah. See, that's ghosts can go in and out of your house at any time. in
What?
North Carolina.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
You have nothing. See, the trick is bricks keep them out, right? But if they ever get in, they get trapped in, right? But if you don't have a barrier, they just go and come whenever they want.
So they can go in vinyl?
Yeah, you ain't got no bricks.
Oh, this is awful. Now I'm afraid to get out of my bed to go check.
Hey, B-baller, for real. You see where this conversation is going? You see how this conversation is going? Just my thing is, I think, I don't know if y'all see Brunson for who he is.
I think he's a great player.
Yeah, man. Right now, in this moment, that's like saying, it's like saying, is Jalen Brunson better than Chris Paul? Right now, hell yeah, he better than Chris Paul. But does he have a better overall NBA resume than Chris Paul? No. Is Jalen Brunson better than James Harden? Right now? Yes. 5 years ago, no, it's not even a conversation. Is Jalen Brunson better than Russell Westbrook? Right now? Yes.
But bro, Steph Curry just won Finals MVP less than 12 months ago and just dropped 50 in a game 7 like 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Come on. Like that's not the same type of comparison. He's still very much at the peak of his powers. Like he's Steph Curry's still Steph Curry.
Is Steph Curry better than Damian Lillard?
Yes. But not by a lot, but yes.
Now, did I say Jalen Brunson? I meant to say, is Jalen Brunson better than Damian Lillard? Is what I meant to say.
Okay, I would take Jalen Brunson over Dame.
Right. Right.
But I could see if someone would take Dame over him.
I could see where they could take him too. But what I'm looking at is I'm taking all my Knicks fanboy stuff and putting it down. Right. And I'm taking all my NBA fan love and putting it down. Right. And so I'm asking myself right now, as we speak, is Jalen Brunson right now better than Steph Curry? Right. And this is not even a Steph Curry conversation. It's more of a measuring stick conversation for Jalen Brunson.
Where he ranks
Yeah.
elite.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is 34-year-old Steph Curry better than 26-year-old Jalen Brunson right now? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the hype around the way that Steph Curry scores is outshadowing a short, quiet guy that doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, live up on, play up on the big stage, right? Like he not getting ready to wave his hands and blow kisses to the crowd. He not going to shoot a three and turn his back and run back on defense. He not that. So when you see that, you're like, oh my God, that 3-pointer feels like it's an 8-pointer. No, it's still 3.
Uncle Freezie, Dre.
Yep.
As well, it's 3:30, and I have a procedure I have to be at tomorrow.
Oh, you damaged goods, bro.
Well, the only thing they told me is don't eat. So I'm
You
good
got
on
some
that
gas
part.
station donuts?
I do not. I have not ate anything.
I
Could be
bet
worse.
your
It could
stomach
be-
is touching
it could
your
be-
back. Are you
but
driving there by yourself?
No. I'm my mother is taking me. I had to go to Raleigh.
She a saint, bro.
She
Wait a minute. She gonna wake up and drive you all the way to Raleigh?
Mom, huh?
She a saint, bro. Your mom is a saint. You better get her a gift after this.
Yes, I'll probably do that.
It's outpatient, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll be there. I'm technically getting 2 procedures. I got to get one before I get the other.
Okay.
I kind of figure I already know what probably is, but good luck.
Yeah, good luck with it, man. Yeah.
So yeah, I need to get some rest before.
Well, get some rest, because Cat is soft.
Oh, he is the
Rolo.
3rd best center in basketball, and that is
behind Mitchell Robinson.
behind 2 MVPs.
Is he better than Sabonis? I don't
Yes.
even know if he better than
He ain't
Sabonis.
better than Sabonis.
Is this Sabonis a power forward?
No,
starts
where
at
you
center,
been?
Oh, he starts at center now?
Yes.
Oh, he's definitely still better than Sabonis. Uncle Freezie didn't even, literally, until last week, Uncle Freezie thought Sabonis was like a one-time All-Star. I had to tell him, I'm the one who told him Sabonis was a multi-time All-Star.
Because
Now
I generally don't care about other teams' players, bro.
Now we're sitting here like, he's better than him. You didn't even know his man's accolades or
Chat, would y'all tell Hoodie
else.
Kev that I honestly don't care about other teams' players? I'm pounding the table for Randle and Brunson, bro. I don't care about other teams' players,
That
bro.
table is made of grass straw.
Yep. Wheat straw.
You might as well be pounding the air.
Yep. Wheat straw, bro.
I'm about to go and see if I have ghosts in the house right quick before I go to sleep. Because
Yeah,
now I'm worried.
Yeah, if you don't have bricks up, bro, you got them.
That's just great.
Yeah. You're gonna have to have somebody from a church or something come and do some
like
stuff
an
to you.
exorcist? I need to invent a proton pack, I guess. I think I got some batteries in like an old car motor.
I'm gonna get out of here too, man. So I just got some good news, bro. This is exciting.
Celebrate, brother.
Yeah, thank y'all, everybody, man. Appreciate that, man. Thank
I'll
y'all, everybody.
probably be back next weekend.
What? You gonna be out all week?
There's rest part involved as well.
Those ACL surgeries are serious, bro.
Well, whatever it is, get well.
Yeah.
Hope your recovery goes as fast as possible.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Get well soon while you dream of Karl Anthony Town reverse dunks in your head.
That's probably when they tell me to count down